who's to blame? No one is to blame. So if you left home, you left your good bed and go into other person's home and something happens, well then your mother shouldn't ask for justice. Why ask for justice? And when we're looking for justice, why not the justice of the persons who were victim of these crimes?
Police are investigating an online marketplace scam after a 20-year-old man was reportedly tricked into buying a fake PlayStation 5. Officers say the victim of Oropun Gardens, Piako, contacted a Facebook account under the name Luke Lewis about a console priced at $2,700. Last Thursday evening, he met a suspect at the corner of Park and Charlotte Streets in Port of Spain, where he was handed a package and paid the agreed sum. The suspect then walked away, but when the victim checked the box, he found 3 large stones instead of the gaming console. The suspect is described as a slim-built male, about 5 feet 9 inches tall, with a dark brown complexion, last seen wearing dark clothing. Police are continuing investigations and urging the public to exercise caution when conducting online transactions. Switching to sport now, Club Sando was expected to dominate the Women's Football League in 2026, but it's AC Port of Spain who are the unbeaten force. They rule after this weekend's round of matches. Despite the efforts of Kenya Cordner and Nikita Gosain, the mega clash between Club Sando and UTT in Women's League football ended in a draw on the weekend at the Attobolden Stadium in Couva. It was the second consecutive goalless result for early favorites Club Sando, as they remain third on 16 points with 4 wins, 4 draws and a loss, while UTT remains second on 22 points with 7 wins, 3 losses and now 1 draw. AC Port of Spain defeated Point Fortin Pioneers 2-0 at the Manny Ramjan training field to go to 26 points, 4 points clear at the top. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is Vamala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Vamala.
Good morning, Carrie. Happy Monday. We made it to a brand new week.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this week ahead?
I am excited. I'm excited for every day, I mean, I'm not always energetic for every day, but I'm excited for every day.
I agree with that. How was your Mother's Day? And also happy...
Investing today moves fast, and so do fraudsters. Fake investment tips, cloned voices, AI-generated advisors promising guaranteed returns. Like this opportunity won't last. Double your money now. Stop. No legitimate investment offers guaranteed or unrealistic returns. Before you invest, check the TTSEC first. Visit ttsec.org.tt to verify that investment is legit. You can use the website to report any suspected scams. Protecting your money starts with you. Happy Investor Education Month from the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
On Wednesday, May 13, Talk City 91.1 FM goes live from Tobago from 6 a.m. straight to 12 noon. We're taking you out of the studio and onto the Sister Isle, broadcasting from the beautiful Cocoa Reef Hotel. Start your morning with the Ground Report, featuring Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, and Nigel Snipes, bringing you real talk, real issues, and real voices from Tobago. Then from 9 a.m., it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, unfiltered, in-depth, and right where the action is. We'll be speaking with key decision makers and influencers shaping Tobago's future. Tourism, business development, and the real issues affecting Tobago all front and center. Live, direct, unfiltered. Don't miss it. Talk City 91.1 FM live from Tobago, Wednesday, May 13, from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Talk that matters, where it matters.
Talk City 91.1, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before. A brand new era of talk radio is here.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked! This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked!
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Is
Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. It's 6 o'clock, and you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all my drivers. All my drivers, a pleasant good morning to you. Maxi drivers, taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers, 7-seaters. Good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister Isle Tobago. Tobago, a pleasant good morning to you. And we'll be there on Wednesday morning, please God, broadcasting live from the Cocoa Reef Resort. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on to us on the World Wide Web. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you on Facebook and on YouTube. Whether it's on Talk City 91.1 FM on Facebook, Talk City 91.1 FM on YouTube, or Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube. Good morning to all in sundry throughout the Caribbean, Central America, North America, South America, Europe. Good morning to each and every one of you. Hey, Ken Farmer on Facebook, good morning. Judy Paulo, Facebook again. Krishna, Facebook. Hey, Monica on YouTube, a pleasant good morning to you. Nadira on YouTube. Royal Posad on YouTube, good morning. Jody Thomas, good morning. Pamela Palu, a pleasant good morning to you. Wendy and John, good morning. Regina Maraj, a pleasant good morning to you. Afrina D. Mohammed, good morning. Anne Brown. To that Mohan, a pleasant good morning. Pearl Daniel Singh, good morning. Anthony Ford, a pleasant good morning to you. Regina Maraj, a pleasant good morning. Matilda, good morning to you. Yeah, Matilda Rhodes, a pleasant good morning. Marilyn Sicharan, a pleasant good morning to you. Anne-Marie Amin, good morning. Nigel Black, good morning to you. Joyce, how are we going? A pleasant good morning. Budram John, good morning. Tara, all Taras, a pleasant good morning to you all. Naz Ali and Mr. Ali, a pleasant good morning to you. Hey, Mr. Orlando, good morning. Lenny, how are we going, brother Lenny? I've been long. Good morning to you. Clarence and Mr. Faye. And Miss Faye, in fact. Mr. Clarence and Miss Faye, a pleasant good morning to you all. Dungobin, good morning. Zoreda, good morning to you. All of you, a long weekend. Mina Steiner, out there in Austria, good morning. Michael Scotland, a pleasant good morning to you. Gloria, yes. Escala, a pleasant good morning. Kenrick Passad, a pleasant good morning to you. Ricardo, good morning. Dexter Tubas, how are you going? Good morning. Chandra, good morning. Nita, a pleasant good morning to you. Ishmael Khan, good morning. Ravi, aka Postman.com, for all of you, a pleasant good morning. Baby, my baby, a pleasant good morning to you. Teacher Balmain, good morning to you. Video out there in Vancouver, pleasant good morning. Ryan Ali John, good morning to you. Anthony Garcia, good friend of mine, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother. What's up? Dennis C. Paul and Journey, good morning. I don't want to forget Dave and Deborah, a pleasant good morning to you all. Carmen, good morning. Judy. Julie, yes. Palu, a pleasant good morning. Oh, good morning to you. Hey, Felix Monty, good morning, Angela. Sheldon, how are you going, Paris? Otelda. Marlon Sicharan, Telly morning, done. Harry Lala, pleasant good morning to you. How are you going? Delia De Silva, good morning. I'm going to say good morning to you. And Neil De Silva, pleasant good morning to you. KK, how are you going? Good morning. Not forgetting my pastor friend. Hey, Carla, good morning. I'm not forgetting my pastor friend, Counselor Darren Mohan. And then for Mohan, good morning, teacher, and every one of you. To all in Sundry, a pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report on this Monday edition, yes. As my co-host say, this Monday 11th of May edition of the biggest program in Trinidad and Tobago on the radio, talk program, right here on Talk City, the Ground Report. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Snipes, a pleasant good morning to you.
Pleasant good morning, Andy. Pleasant good morning, Lennox. Pleasant good morning, Trinidad, Tobago, and the wider world.
Nice. Lennox Smith, well, I know you get to do your book of not forgetting Boise Macano. Good morning, Boise Macano. Malcolm X, all of you. Miss Lona, all of you, good morning. You get to do your flex out your broke foot dance on Friday. How was your Friday? Anybody there on that day?
Wonderful, wonderful, my friend. And that goes without saying. As I always say with friends like you, who needs enemy? A pleasant good morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central in Trinidad, our friends in Tobago. Yes, we will be there from tomorrow, yes, in earnest. But of course, we will be broadcasting from on Wednesday morning, yes, in a whirlwind kind of assignment in order to make certain that we get a feel as what is happening to Tobago and to as comprehensively as possible report back to not just Tobagonians but certainly Trinidadians that make up, of course, this Trinbagonian Republican Twin Island Republic, and of course the region as well as the rest of the world, and wherever you are in this world. At this time, a pleasant good day to you. Yes, indeed, it is the Monday edition of the Ground Report. Quite a number of things that are in the headlines, but I would wait for Andy to take the lead before I pursue further on this occasion.
Yeah, but anybody dead? You're not like to know now.
Yes. Laramine, I believe somewhere around there. Maruga. Well,
hey, but let me say a pleasant good morning, Lennox Smith.
There was a murder. Yes.
Let me be fair too. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Anderson Wilson with the big box and the beatum there, making sure all the beatum people here. A pleasant good morning to Anderson Wilson and all of you on the beatum there that listen to the big program, the Ground Report. Good morning to you. Yes, so you said it had a murder.
Yeah, there was one to add to the trauma of the Belmont and close proximity, just over the hills, and you get onto the Lady Young, the walkover, and you'll have that other tragic situation. I think it's 4 of them died there, and then of course 3 in Belmont subsequently. Not over the weekend, but I'm just saying that there is a nexus as far as the law enforcement is concerned with these murders, because they're talking about reprisal, they're talking about gang related, etc., etc. But in the melee, you have, of course, two young toddlers. I consider them toddlers, but young children that would have passed away in that situation. And that to me is a harrowing, unacceptable, inexplicable scenario where people could be so heartless and so brutal and so barbaric, really, in contemporary Trinidad and Tobago, where we pride ourselves of having respect for life and the dignity of the person, and of course human rights initiatives that promotes life rather than death. And when you have that kind of development taking place, all kinds of issues would arise, and not just locally, but certainly regionally, internationally, and the impact it will have on our economic advancement and the sanity of the society as a whole. In fact, I'm hearing now, Andy, some officers are talking now, all of village approach and all of society approach to crime. Well, I started by saying all of community approach to crime, and I see that term is now being slightly different, but I think it sends home the message that is not only the government responsibility, and government is just one player in this whole process. I've heard it from the top of the top, so to speak, which is good. It means that it's a new reality that is taking place in the country, and they will eventually get down to the fact that it is upon the people within the respective communities that the sustainable reduction of crime at every level depends. And once that level of consciousness takes place, whether the level of the neighborhood, the level of the family, the level of the church, the level of the school, the level of the recreational and other, what I consider to be civil society elements that would be functioning in these communities in order to bring respite, relief, peace and security and prosperity, then I think we are in a good place. But we first have to, of course, acknowledge that fact. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me take this call, this person, real calling. Go ahead, morning caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the number one program, The Ground Report, this morning?
Well, he is the creator of all great things, large or small. And it's my great pleasure to acknowledge him in our presence here today.
Who?
Almighty God.
Who?
Almighty God.
Oh, God. Okay.
My contribution is coming from Marabella. You know me very well.
Yeah,
my name is Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
Snake anybody. And the man, he don't know what to do again in his life. They got to refusing. The contribution he gave to them, it's like, how I could say this, it's expired. So right now he balling. I'm crying and all kind of thing. Man balling, I'm crying. Yeah. A certain individual, you know what I mean? 27 and 35. Snake anybody.
All right, Rafi.
Boy,
boy.
Like you preempting, boy.
Yeah, boy.
That segment didn't reach yet.
No, when it reach. Princess Tong mom mourns son killed in a gun attack. So you see,
that's the one. That's the one.
Still going on, boy.
And it was a country incident as much. I may have missed, of course, the specificity, but I'm glad that you were able to correct me on that one.
Yeah, so it's saying it's Miss Braffett and Nika.
That's correct, yes.
She mourns the loss of her son, who was shot and killed after being ambushed while on his way home from a lime on Saturday in Julian Village, Princess Town. Wow. See, we never
it is so ubiquitous now that, you lost track, and sometimes you say something that may be, let's say, locally or located wrongly, but what is common is that it occurred and it is occurring, and that we have to stop.
Yes. We also see the Belmont mother remains stable in ICU after the attack. That is how to be the attack whereby her husband and the child was killed. Oh boy, that shooting in Belmont, and that was
in Belmont, yeah.
That was so bad. I also see here Lennox Smith.
But they're saying critical. So, so it's a touch and go situation. If they say stable, it's a different story, but they say critical. So let's see how that pans out. Yeah. Go ahead.
Remain stable in ICU. When you're in ICU, that
in itself, yes, speaks volumes as to the condition of the body. Yeah.
Well, we also see here Mr. Dowlat is saying school violence requires national response. Oh boy, but remember you always say that which is community response. It boils down.
Yeah, it has to be it's an all of community approach, and schools, churches, NGOs or civil society organizations all originally comes from the community, and then of course all the communities coming together make up the country called Trinidad and Tobago, and therefore it will be naive not to understand that you have to take it from the microscopic or the granular level, and then you mushroom out without doing with. And the absence of that, it means therefore you're spinning top in mud. Yeah, the police alone, in other words, cannot do it.
Nice. Oil spill alarm. They say oil spill alarm. Venezuelan opposition calls for probe into handling of a Heritage Petroleum incident. Government say it was a minor event and contained in 48 hours. Lennox Smith has seen...
I find it strange. And then once Stuart Young would have gotten involved and make mention of it, then of course it is even much more curious. Because here it is. On the one hand, you have a communication from Venezuela, the opposition, and alleging that the opposition and government are saying that the spill is a threat to marine life and the livelihood of fishermen on that side of the border, separating, of course, in the Gulf, separating Trinidad and Tobago. And yet still we are hearing on this side that it's only 10 barrels of oil. And I cannot see, based on what they said, would have been affected, how 10 barrels of oil could affect the economic, the marine, and other activities that is associated with a major oil spill, that 10 barrels of oil could do that. But of course, the government said that in 48 hours, the matter was resolved. Because they did communicate with their counterpart in Venezuela to get over there, I suppose, across the border in order to treat with this matter. And the relevant chemical was dispersed in order to, of course, address that spill that would leave, of course, these oily marks on the marine environment. Yeah.
Minister of Energy and Energy Industries Dr. Rudal Munalal. Venezuela, opposition call for probe into handling of Heritage Petroleum incident. Government says it was a minor event, contained in 48 hours. Former Energy Minister Stuart Young. Heritage Petroleum Watergate oil spill in the Gulf of Paria has come under scrutiny, with the opposition and a political analyst raising concerns about delayed disclosure, accountability and the potential diplomatic fallout in an already sensitive relationship with neighboring Venezuela. Meanwhile, efforts to obtain a comment from Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar were unsuccessful yesterday, as she referred all questions on the matter to Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munalal. While Munalal yesterday sought to downplay the incident, dismissing it as a minor, quickly contained event and insisting there was no cause for alarm, former Energy Minister and opposition member Stuart Young accused the government and Heritage Petroleum Company Limited of attempting to conceal what he described as a significant environmental incident. Political analyst Dr. Shane Mohammed also warned that poor communication may have unnecessarily strained bilateral ties with Caracas. The controversy erupted following a statement issued late Saturday from the government of Venezuela, which alerted the international community to an oil spill it said originated from T&T's waters. The Venezuelan communique claimed the spill caused environmental damage in the Gulf of Paria and along coastal areas of Sucre and Delta Amacuro, stating, evaluations carried out by Venezuelan authorities show severe risks to mangroves, wetlands, marine fauna and strategic hydrobiological resources for food security and the ecological balance of the region. Likewise, impacts have been recorded on vulnerable species and ecosystems of high environmental sensitivity. Caracas also instructed its foreign ministry to immediately request all pertinent information regarding this incident, as well as the corresponding action plan for the mitigation and containment of the spill, as it also demanded compliance with the obligations established in international environmental law and the urgent adoption of reparation measures for the damage caused.
Yeah, but Lennox Smith, Venezuela government not talking like that is 10 barrel of oil, no partner.
Well, this is the point I'm making, that on this side, we're talking 10 barrels. And of course, and I did mention that on that side, you have the environmental, you have, of course, the marine, you have livelihoods and some very significant
That I plenty them talking about the kind of damages they're talking about. You know?
Yeah. And but I will not, at the same time, I will take things with a pinch of salt in this case, because once George Young is involved, I have some challenges, I will put it that way, in terms of the veracity. So what has happened? Well, I am sure that some independent, international or regional elements will be deployed in order to investigate that matter, and then we will know for sure. Only then I will accept that it is not an exacerbation on the part of those who...
Because at the end of the day, it's official.
But we have to go for a break, eh?
Yeah, but it is official coming out of Venezuela. What Mr. Young is saying is exactly what it is the Venezuelan government is saying. Major disaster that will affect the mangroves, all kind of bacchanal thing there. That is a very, very serious thing. But as you say, you say you go take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I am waiting for an independent investigation. I will not, once George Young is involved, having regard to the fact he went there, he took pictures with the president, unofficially, and all of that. So I would not be surprised if the entire thing is exaggerated in order to, of course, score cheap political points back here in Trinidad. But let's go for the break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
When the headlines settle, when the noise dies down, there's only one place to wrap up the day. Introducing The Wrap Up, the final live talk show of the day on Talk City 91.1 FM. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Join Kingsley and Obi as they break down the biggest stories, hottest topics, viral moments, and the conversations Trinidad and Tobago can't stop talking about. Sharp opinions, real perspectives, interactive discussion. Before your day ends, wrap it up with Kingsley and Obi on The Wrap Up. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. only on Talk City 91.1 FM. Your afternoons just got louder on Talk City 91.1 FM. From the headlines everybody's discussing to the conversations shaping the country, Heavy Duty and David Welch are taking you under the radar. Straight talk, strong opinions, the conversations that matter. Now in its brand new drive time slot. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Talk City 91.1 FM. Politics, current affairs, trending topics, and the stories everybody's talking about. All in one place, under the radar, with Heavy Duty and David Welch. Weekdays 3 to 6, only on Talk City 91.1 FM.
On Sunday, July 5th, reaction moves to Ballpark Macoya as Experience 496 Gym presents the Experience 496 Championships. From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 15 teams will step onto the field, each one fighting for pride, bragging rights, and a chance to be crowned champions. Expect speed, skill, big tackles, big goals, and the kind of football energy that brings a community together. Whether you're coming to support your team, enjoy the competition, or bring the kids out for a fun day, this is one event you don't want to miss. The Experience 496 Championships is more than just a football tournament. It's a full day of sports, family, entertainment, and community vibes, powered by Experience 496 Gym.
Honoring the beauty of Indian heritage, TTT invites you to immerse yourself in Desi May as we mark Indian Arrival Month with color, music, and magic of Indian cinema. Throughout May, enjoy your favorite Bollywood hits and timeless classics, from iconic blockbusters to treasured favorites, bringing the heart of India straight to your screen. Tune in every Saturday at 8:35 p.m. and every Sunday from 4 p.m. to experience rich traditions, captivating stories, and unforgettable unforgettable characters that continue to inspire generations. Plus, watch, text, and get rewarded for our exciting viewer promotion. Desi May, celebrating Indian Arrival Month exclusively on TTT.
But Johnny, how come your house is twice the size of mine, but my bill is twice the cost of yours? Johnny, what's going on, boy? How your bill so low? How your bill so low? I'm conserving energy. I switch your LED at the sun of the AC, and I'm saving real money. It's our responsibility for a brighter TNT. Cut the waste and you would see. Why everybody asking me? They asking how you been so low? How you been so low? TN Tech, powering the nation into the next generation.
History in the rhythm. Issues in the spotlight. Talk City 91.1. When the headlines settle, when the noise dies down, there's only one place to wrap up the day. Introducing The Wrap Up, the final live talk show of the day on Talk City 91.1 FM. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Join Kingsley and Obi as they break down the biggest stories, hottest topics, viral moments, and the conversations Trinidad and Tobago can't stop talking about. Sharp opinions, real perspectives, interactive discussion. Before your day ends, wrap it up with Kingsley and Obi on The Wrap Up. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. only on Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
We are back. Time check. It's approximately 6:42 on this Monday edition of the Ground Report. Yes. Let me organize and play at least one or two quick voice notes. There, quick. While you are invited to bring your front burner while we browse through to see what front burners it have there, you are invited to bring your front burner right here on the Ground Report, Talk City 91.1 FM.
Morning, Andy and Lennox. I want to complain about the racism that this government is playing. They're starting to politicize the bus service now. Yesterday, I was in Port of Spain, and a bus left San Fernando 12 o'clock, and it was supposed to be the 2 o'clock San Fernando. When the bus came up into Port of Spain and parked in the terminal, the lady in the information came out and told the driver that he's not to go back San Fernando with the bus. Port of Spain is taking the bus for about 2 or 3 hours, and they're going to send it to Faizabad in the evening. Why are you doing people this kind of nonsense, boy? If Faizabad and other places representing the yellow have suddenly become so important that it's sabotaging the Port of Spain San Fernando service, then this is a wicked administration running the country, and I don't care. Very, 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 very wicked. After a whole year, you have not delivered, you have done nothing. You have not purchased any buses, right? Everything is PNM, and they just sitting down there and collecting pay, and they don't care about San Fernando, and they don't care about Port of Spain. And I want to see how long this nonsense will continue, because if you're depriving people of a bus to put it in Faizabad, well then you have to be, then evil creatures have to be running this country. And furthermore, I see something about PTSC want to have a 1 a.m. point 14 to San Fernando, and a 1 p.m. Well, they want to have a 1 a.m. point 14 to Port of Spain, and a 1 p.m. Port of Spain to point 14. I want to know, how could PTSC be having more and more routes? and you're not purchasing new buses. Everything else is just staying there. Right? You're not buying any, you're not expanding the infrastructure and nothing. That is just to take a bus from one place and put it somewhere else and suffer people. That is the main thing.
Good morning, Andy, and everyone else on the live, Mr. Lennox. Andy, I'm sending you 2 pictures of the heaps of garbage on my fence. Please highlight it to the Minister of Health for me, please. Thank you.
Andy, good morning. Andy, I just heard something on the radio. When is KFC going to get his own talk show? I keep hearing, I hear Kingsley moving up. Obi now having a talk show. You went and you feeling a little bit for Stefan, and now he have your own talk show. He get a part of the talk show. He kiss a little, kiss a little cheek. And he know what talk show. So when KFC going to get his talk show, man? I'm waiting for KFC to have your own talk show too. Maybe you come on the Pitbull and be a talk show with the Pitbull. Because Kingsley cannot even talk. The man cannot speak properly and explain himself properly. All he do is talk about UNC. When I ask him a question, he cannot answer. The man is so, in America, we say, dumb as a doornail. All right. But Obi, good luck, congratulations to you, man. And what happened to the fellow who worked with kids? Did they kick him out or what? But anyhow, good morning, Dr. Mikey. And Andy, talk to you later. Bye. One more thing, Andy. The Bosman said you and say about anything. Did you watch yesterday and Saturday big ceremony with the Indian Jai Shankar? The guy from India, Jai Shankar. Did he look at the massive production? What India is going to deliver and what are we going to get and what are we going to build and what design and similar. This guy is not seeing the progress. And this man is only on a bus. His wife boss, the government boss, right? This guy is blind, man. He was see the big progress going on this corner. Boy, the prime minister, wonderful job. But man, take a hike. Don't take the bus, take a hike.
Oh boy, I was so seeing whereby Minister Jolene John praises, let me go to that there. Oh boy, yes. John praises National Recruitment Drive, but payment contract issues presses, right? She's saying here, Works and Infrastructure Minister Jolene John say workers hired under the government National Recruitment Drive are doing a fantastic job. Even as some employees continue to complain about delay payments and uncertainty over their contracts. Speaking to Guardian Media, John again defended the program and said the ministry was willing to follow up on complaints once workers came forward with details. I don't know who they are, John said, referring to workers complaining about non-payments. We would not be there deliberately not paying people. Everything has to work for everything has to work for the people to get paid. Right? John said she regularly checks on salary issues. She also said workers with payment issues should come forward so the ministry could investigate. Oh boy, Lennox Smith. Well, we know that was one of the unemployment programs that people say
one of the replacements program that was supposed to be a little more sustainable because it's sustainability, serious work, and one of the issues we also highlighted on this program was people's complaint about the tardiness of payment. So if she at that level would have taken up the responsibility, at least as far as her ministry is concerned, that is a good sign. But there are other ministries involved, including, of course, that of local government and rural development. So let's see if they could also pick up the slack, so to speak, and make certain that people get paid on time. I heard that there may be somebody told me that there should be, or there is an arrangement where you keep a fortnight inside. I have yet to confirm that. I'm not seeing it being practical. It's not a private sector kind of arrangement. So let's see what is happening there. And at any rate, that job or that work is, I think, for a maximum of 6 months, if so long. And then, of course, there'll be some other considerations that will be put in place in order to make certain that there's continuity. But the part about keeping a fortnight inside, that doesn't sound correct to me.
She continued to go on, right? Because it looked like her ministry having no problem. She continued to go on and said, John, well, besides she saying, John said she regularly checks on salary issues. She also said workers with payment issues should come forward so the ministry could investigate, right? She said if you have a name they are calling and so on, we could always follow up. We are always very helpful, John said. John said she could only speak about workers attached to her ministry and maintain that they had been working hard across projects. The National Recruitment Drive was launched with a promise of 20,000 jobs. Earlier this year, Guardian Media reported that 1,801 casual workers had been hired through the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure under the program. John later said another 800 workers were expected to be brought on from March the 1st. Yeah, but January, February, from March the 1st, I think that one. And expand teams across the country, meaning the workforce attached to the ministry aim for the program could now be approximately about 2,600 workers once the additional bunch was finally on board. Oh boy. So
well of course that 2,000 was across the board, not just her ministry per se. From my understanding of it, so the Ministry of Local and Rural Government, local government and rural development, and then of course you have these other what I consider to be state enterprises such as MTS and others that would be working towards, of course, getting close at least to that 20,000.
All right, but at least she talked based on the Honorable Jolene John talked based on her ministry and that they are looking into it. So you will not be getting that sore talk out there on lack of pay. I think we should eventually try to get in contact with.
Take a page.
No, we should eventually get in contact with Kadisha Amin to deal with her ministry, which is under her.
And what is happening there?
Where people, the most complaints coming in.
Yeah, well, we have to get. I'm getting the signal. We have to go for a break, and when we come back, more.
When the headlines settle, when the noise dies down, there's only one place to wrap up the day. Introducing The Wrap Up, the final live talk show of the day on Talk City 91.1 FM. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Join Kingsley and Obi as they break down the biggest stories, hottest topics, viral moments, and the conversations Trinidad and Tobago can't stop talking about. Sharp opinions, real perspectives, interactive discussion. Before your day ends, wrap it up Wrap-Up with Kingsley and Obi on The Wrap-Up. Weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. only on Talk City 91.1 FM.
This May 31st, experience the rhythm, the energy, the evolution. Join us at the courtyard of the National Academy for the Performing Arts for Napa Jazz Fusion 2026, a premier event featuring the National Seal Symphony Orchestra and the National Philharmonic Orchestra, live with powerhouse performances by Dane Guston, Johan Chokuri, Sharna Patterson, Leandra, Charmaine Ford, Nival Chaitlal, Christo, and Terry Lyons, all artists backed by our national orchestras, bringing you the evolution of Caribbean jazz. Early bird tickets just $400. Available at the Napa box office and islandetickets.com. The most electrifying jazz event on May 31st.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Every morning begins with a story, the headlines you need, the voices you trust, the conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you, conversations that spark new ideas, stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
Mornings just got louder, bolder, and more informed. From 6 to 9 a.m., it's The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith on Talk City 91.1. Your afternoons just got louder on Talk City 91.1 FM. From the headlines everybody's discussing to the conversations shaping the country, Heavy Duty and David Welch are taking you under the radar. Straight talk, strong opinions, the conversations that matter. Now in its brand new drive time slot. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Talk City 91.1 FM. Politics, current affairs, trending topics, and the stories everybody's talking about. All in one place, under the radar, with Heavy Duty and David Welch. Weekdays 3 to 6, only on Talk City 91.1 FM.
This is Destra. Right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it loud. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have just approximately 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Right? Iran calls Lennox Smith for full conflict settlement, aim fragile ceasefire talks. So we are hearing that they did send their demands.
Trump say he's not accepting that, so that's it there. Yeah, he says that.
They said the nuclear talk. But wait,
their proposal is unacceptable. They convey it, of course, to Pakistan. Because Pakistan is the intermediary entity that they chose to have the talks through. And what they have proposed, Trump says that he is not accepting that at all. So,
but how you get on there like if you is Donald Trump there, you buffing up me and getting on, you ain't let me finish. You're bad, but you have a red button there to press.
No, well, I don't want us to waste time on issues that
you move there like a hate Iran boy. You one time here, what's my Trump not saying that? Like you're vexed with them or something?
Yeah, I just didn't want, as I say, I wanted to save time because I wanted to talk more about Jai Shankar, the Foreign Affairs Minister of India, who was here and he left some goodies for us.
Well, you had to talk that in the next hour. You don't have no time for that. I want to hear about Iran. We're running from that. I want to hear.
Well, there's nothing more to talk. The obvious will now ensue.
Yeah, but Iran said they're willing to go with everything, but they will just talk about the nuclear aspect a little later on. Why Trump and get the people a chance?
No, because you see, they were given that before, and I'm sure the world would have known that. So that has become now their modus operandi, the method of operation.
So you want to talk nuclear one time, Lennox? Yeah. You want them talk nuclear one time?
Yeah, give up what you have and that will solve the problem. Give up what you have. Yeah.
Boy, Lennox
Yeah.
Smith gonna make a bad president, boy.
Yeah,
If you
give
not,
access.
so let me say how
Because
Iran.
the whole world is endangered with these people. I mean, it's a bunch of fanatics. Let's face it.
That will get some virgins along the blob themselves.
Yeah, and they believe in dying. So once you have people who believe in dying, there's no incentive for them to live.
We go for the news and come back. When we come back more,
Yes.
right here. Lennox go like Trump there, but like he fed up, like he da blow them up, boy. Oh God, like he ready to. So you da start to blow them back up and done that now, right?
Good morning. This is your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, said he spent time with Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bisesa and the cabinet over the past few days, discussing the possibilities at deepening the relationship, pointing out that India is prepared to support Trinidad and Tobago financially. Dr. Jaishankar assured that India will continue working with Trinidad and Tobago on development projects, digital cooperation, and cultural exchanges as ties between the two countries deepen. He was speaking at a reception hosted at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Cultural Cooperation on Saturday.
So the first significant point of our discussion was the sense that, we could, using soft loans from India, look at the possibility of infrastructure projects, development projects, some big, some perhaps less so, which would really contribute to livelihoods, contribute to ease of living in this country, contribute to the quality of life.
In other news, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries says a recent offshore oil spill in Trinidad's main field was swiftly contained, with no visible hydrocarbons remaining on the water's surface. According to the ministry, Heritage Petroleum Company Limited detected the spill shortly after 7 a.m. on May 1st and immediately activated emergency response protocols. Authorities were notified and approval was granted within hours for the use of chemical dispersants. Officials say the spill, estimated at just 10 barrels, posed an initial risk of crossing into Venezuelan waters in the Gulf of Paria. However, dispersants were deployed near the maritime border, successfully breaking up the oil. The leak was identified, stopped, and repaired within 24 hours, and the system returned to service the following day. Despite these assurances, Venezuela has raised concerns, warning of potential environmental risks to ecosystems along its coastline and in the Gulf of Paria. The ministry says it remains committed to working with regional partners, including Venezuela, to manage any cross-border environmental threats. The Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, is expected to host a media briefing today to provide an update on hantavirus in the Caribbean. At the briefing, CARPHA says its technical experts will outline the latest developments, share guidance for member states and the public, and respond to questions from the media. The panel will include Executive Director Dr. Lisa Indar, along with senior officials from the agency's surveillance and laboratory units. We'll have more on the outcomes of that briefing in a subsequent newscast. In a related story, a French national repatriated from the cruise ship MV Hondius, which was struck by a hantavirus outbreak, has developed symptoms of the disease while on a charter flight from Tenerife to Paris. French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu says all 5 French passengers evacuated from the vessel have been placed in strict isolation on arrival. The group is now undergoing assessment at a hospital in Paris, followed by quarantine protocols. 3 passengers have died in connection with the outbreak, with 2 confirmed cases of hantavirus. Other evacuees from Spain, the UK, the Netherlands, and the US are also being monitored. Now taking a look at the weather, today will be generally sunny and breezy despite few partly cloudy interruptions with showers over some areas. A mild concentration of Saharan dust is present in the atmosphere. Sensitive persons should take the necessary precautions. Seas are 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas and occasionally choppy near showers. On to some sport now. Arsenal edge closer to their first English Premier title in 22 years with a vital and hard-fought 1-0 victory over relegation-threatened West Ham on Sunday. The Gunners are now 5 points ahead of Manchester City, who have a game in hand, but the momentum is clearly with the London side after 3 successive wins without conceding a goal, one of which secured their place in the Champions League final. The star of the show on Sunday was once again Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya, who has played his part in the team, keeping a clean sheet in 18 of their 36 league games this season, more than any other team in the Premier League, and he has become a strong contender for Player of the Season. Raya and Arsenal have 2 EPL games remaining against Burnley and Crystal Palace. And that's what's making the news at this time. But when we return, our number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago today.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. More ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
On Wednesday, May 13, Talk City 91.1 FM goes live from Tobago from 6 a.m. straight to 12 noon. We're taking you out of the studio and onto the Sister Isle, broadcasting from the beautiful Cocoa Reef Hotel. Start your morning with the Ground Report, featuring Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, and Nigel Snipes, bringing you real talk, real issues, and real voices from Tobago. Then from 9 a.m., it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, unfiltered, in-depth, and right where the action is. We'll be speaking with key decision makers and influencers shaping Tobago's future. Tourism, business development, and the real issues affecting Tobago all front and center. Live, direct, unfiltered. Don't miss it. Talk City 91.1 FM live from Tobago, Wednesday, May 13, from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Talk that matters, where it matters.
Protect yourself from electric shock or death. Before conducting repairs close to overhead lines or the point of connection to your home, contact Tech to request a temporary disconnection. When driving tall vehicles, ensure they do not exceed 15 feet. Do not lift lines to allow vehicles to pass. When carrying out underground works, contact Tech's area offices to ensure there are no underground conductors and cables before digging. At Tech, safety is our priority. Tech, the power to make it work.
From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues and the stories that matter most to you, this is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We are back. Time check, it's approximately 8 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock, and you're listening to the Gong Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. I must say a pleasant good morning to all of my drivers. A pleasant good morning to you. All maxi drivers, taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers, 7-seaters, all drivers, good morning to you. Not forgetting my sister Isle, Tobago. Tobago, good morning to you. And don't forget, here we come. Wednesday morning live. Yes, we'll be broadcasting live the Gong Report program, followed up by Off the Record. We'll be broadcast live from Tobago from Wednesday morning from 8. Gong Report will be on from 6 to 9, in fact, and then from 9 to 12, we'll be Off the Record with Miss X and Stefan. Yeah, I know we had to go into the Indian minister that was here, but
Jai Shankar, yes.
You did talk about the whole issue with Iran. You say, well, they respond back. The Americans don't respond back. They say they want no dice. So what's your thought? What you think now is the next step then? If it is they don't want no dice, what do you think is the next step?
Well, I suppose the intensification of the embargo will will ensue. And the Iranians have already indicated, I think they sent some missile towards Kuwait. So the Arab states are going to intensify their animosity and their anger. And then I expect that the Americans, I think they are going to United Nations to complain or to lay a case with respect to the closure by the Iranians of the Strait of Hormuz and then from there, I suppose all hell will break loose.
Okay, but I also see in here too, because I know Trump again had boasted about
The American looking to make sure they're on the safe side now, and of course he's looking domestically as well because elections are coming up, midterm elections, and he's making sure that he dot the I's and cross the T's, so Congress don't accuse him of going ultra vires his responsibility as a president.
All right, well, let me take this call here because just now we are to go for the mark of the day.
Oh, yes, the mark of the day.
What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen. Barat here. Andy,
good morning.
Tell us something. You see the situation with Stuart Young trying to create a big storm in a teacup about this oil spill thing. People have to understand now that the oil industry, isn't like 50 years ago and all this kind of thing. It have stringent environmental laws now that all these situations comes under that. When there's an oil spill, it have to be reported, and then the relevant authority would step in. No matter what you do, they would always have oil spill out in the sea. And that's why they have this contingency of being able to address the situation, because you can't tell when a pipeline going to blow out. You cannot tell when some malfunction will take place, which would lead to an oil spill. So that said, no matter what, you would have to have now a contingency plan as a contain and address the situation where monetary compensation and things would have to take place. So all this dotishness was Stuart Young trying to create, like if it's something secret or anything like that. And let me tell you this, it have plenty ways that things could appear to be an oil spill, and it is not. There's something called an oil slick, where you would have like a sheen of oil, a sheen of, like hydrocarbon on the water that would probably look like an oil spill, but it's not an oil spill. It's just like, because there are situations where you would have to disperse water into the sea from what comes up at the well, but that goes through a process treatment, and it have a allowable acceptance of the amount of parts per million that you would be able to discharge into the water, and that does create a little oil sheen, like putting a little bit of pitch oil on water, and that and all look like if it's an oil spill. So there's a lot of different situations that could come about that, and once it is understood that there's an oil spill or something that is more than like 10 barrels of oil discharged into the sea, there's a contingency, there's procedures, there's organization that steps in to contain that and prevent any environmental damage or anything. All countries in the world that deal in hydrocarbon have these things in place, and they understood that this could happen, and these are the procedures that need to be followed. So this dotishness, like he making it sound like if it's some kind of secret and it is so dangerous to Venezuela and thing. Venezuela does be dumping oil in the sea non-stop because them whole infrastructure is so dilapidated, and they don't have no big set of contingency and all kind of follow any procedures and thing. We have a lot of that in place. So this dotishness where Stuart Young trying to manifest into something that, we have this major oil spill down in the Gulf and nobody, they're hiding it and all kind of thing. Let me tell you, dismiss that dotishness from that fella now. He just looking for some kind of relevance. And if you notice, since Stuart Young came out of government, all you notice how his voice changed from how he used to be, and this, whole and kind of arrogant to kind of like a lot more feminine type of voice now. He's sounding like he's doing some kind of transition or something out. People have to look at these fellas and them, something are right with their head, Have a good morning, gentlemen. And all don't take on these dotishness from these people, Oh, God.
All right, before you go one time, give me your mark for today. It is around that time. So let's hear your mark. Let me hear what line. Let me hear where you like, where you dream. What is the situation? Let me see how to win with you starting off this morning. So before you give us that mark, hold on, before you give us that mark.
Yeah.
Snipes, tell us what went on Friday.
Sunday.
On Friday last, our callers chose 33, 1, 11, and 16. Your capiche on Friday was 20.
Yeah.
We had at 10:30, 22. That was followed by 33. So people got some money. That was followed by 4. And the final mark, winning mark, was 12.
Wow.
So they got the spider on Friday.
We got 1. So every day so far. All right. Well, Saturdays and Sundays will be not on. So it have no mark. But what went on? Well, let me hear now what we boy Mr. Barapo will come with now, because he will know what play on Sunday or what he like, whether it be from Friday to now. So let us hear, Mr. Barapo. What's your mark?
Or if you prefer to mine from what didn't play Friday. Go ahead, Barapo.
Andy, if people follow your Zeppo, by now, so man gonna be thieving on the road and picking up bottle and all kind of thing to sell,
No, boy, the winning, boy. So far, the winning.
You are giving a man a straight mark at all.
No, but if me and do it, somebody doing it, is either you doing it or some of the 33 play.
Yeah.
So somebody win. Or people win.
The 7 line on a Monday, that'd be a nice start. I didn't get to find out what mark play last Sunday, the last mark on Sunday. I think
But where's the 7 line on a Monday? And why you say the 7? So most times you realize on a Monday the man display plenty 7 lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see Saturday if they play a 7 line mark, they just come Monday morning or Monday and shoot a 7 line mark. So the 7 line does be 7, 16, 25 and 34. That is the 3 mark on the 7 line. So if you add up the mark, it is end up being 7. 6 and 1 7, 5 and 2 7, 3 and 4 7. So that is the 7 line.
Okay.
You understand?
So which one out of them 4 in the 7 line you looking at?
Well, I go shoot 25 this morning if I had to shoot.
You shoot 25. All right.
Yeah, Morocco.
So the first mark is 25 by Mr. Barapo. Morocco, he's saying he's better than the 7 line this Monday. Let's get the next one time. Let's don't stick. That's one in so far, and I know we're going and start off this Monday morning here with winning. Thanks NLCB, the company that loves to give money. Yeah, they love to give money. What COP have? What Anderson Wilson have? Is that people calling? Yeah, go ahead.
We have one on this side. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Andy, I gave you the 33. I'm giving you 7.
Yeah, boy. Look, this man really did give me the 33, boy.
Yeah, boy, and I win some good money with it, too.
You see?
7 this morning?
7, Andy, 7.
7, okay.
Yeah, but when you go call to see me, boy, you don't want to see men real. Why you like that?
Andy, I don't work out the bank, boy. You gotta make some money, boy. Money has to be made, my brother.
Right, well, you have to see men real so you can tell me how to make it.
Yeah, well, as I tell you, it's a math game, you know. You gotta follow, you gotta develop your own style.
Boy, this man ain't telling me when he can see men real. The man only tell me it's a math game. All right, you get with the 7 now. All right, we going with the 7. Yeah.
And if you have, you might have to go in a vault. with several locks.
Look one on my side here. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. We have one here.
Andy Williams, good morning to you.
Yes. You're winning 33, man.
Yes, good. Andy Williams, I like you. Why do you like to tell people good morning?
Morning to you.
Lennox Smith, good morning. That sounds so good on national radio. And good morning to you, Nigel Sniper. Andy Williams, yesterday was Mother's Day. it didn't have no woman play. I go in with mine 31 this morning. You see that beautiful Indian woman we have as a prime minister? I go in with 31 Indian woman this morning. With beautiful Indian woman prime minister
So no
this
woman,
morning.
yeah, but no.
So
no woman in play on Saturday.
No.
So no woman in play Saturday. No woman in play Sunday.
No, so they're bringing that beautiful Indian woman this morning
Yeah,
with
but
shape, size, and complexion.
Right, but how 31 is woman?
31 is Indian woman.
Yeah, Lennox Smith, where you are there? Where you are there? Tell me where 31.
And I watched and Andy Williams. You see that 33 that play Friday?
Yeah.
You see that 33 that play Friday? Real people win that.
That's white.
Yeah, plenty people win that. And I know 5 people say they're playing that 33 just for NLCB to consider Andy Williams. And they just be playing that man. Some of them even mind if they lost. They just want NLCB to stick with the ground report and pay for our program. Thank you. That money too.
Oh boy.
Passing wife.
Passing wife.
31. Yeah.
All right, 31. So we have one more to get you and Tobago. And somebody, Mother Bernie, is saying 24 Queen. But she texts it, man. Oh, God. Send her voice note at least with it now. Give me a call for it now, Mother Bernie. Call me phone. I go answer one time. I like that 24 in a way, you know. But it's whoever get in. Whoever get in with that call. Well, let me give all the numbers then. Well, they could call WhatsApp 366-3053, 366-3053.
We have one here.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Oh boy, Andy, good morning, guys.
Good morning to you.
Right, 31 play yesterday, with all the balls.
31 play yesterday already with all the balls?
Yes, all the red balls, mega, ultra, everything yesterday. But I saw 17 was playing, but I like by 17 this morning.
17?
1-7?
Yes, 17.
Good, that I pigeon?
Repeat?
Yeah, pigeon, yeah.
Pigeon?
Yeah.
Pigeon, yeah.
What happened? What pigeon was peeping at you or something?
No. Well, as the man was saying, so I see 17 was my mark yesterday, but about 31. With all the balls yesterday also.
Oh, so 17 is what, like a woman too then?
Yes, it's also a woman also, a young girl.
Oh, 17 is young girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so young girl is pigeon.
Yeah.
There's fly plenty. There's fly all over and plenty and going people sealing and thing.
And the ceiling there.
Oh.
I love the rough.
Okay. Oh boy. All right, all here. So now it's the Pitbull Capitch mark. Mother Bernie like Queen. I never take a mark from Tobago yet. Let me feel the Tobago people. So I go in with that 24 boy. Yeah, I will go with that 24. I'll go with Mother Bernie 24 today. Tazandu say 12 and 16, eh? Lucky Lal say 34 and 5, eh? Remember everybody this thing, eh? And people saying that 31 play thing this. So I feel Queen. All right, I'll really go with the Queen. So that's it, Trinidad and Tobago, that's it. Oh boy, let us know. Talk to us, Snipes.
Okay, so the numbers today go as follow. We have 25 Morocco, 7 Hog, 31 Parson Wife, and 17 Pigeon. Andy's capiche for today is the number 24 Queen. Good luck to everyone.
All right. So we take that break and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report, where we bring in all the headliners, what's trending, what's on your front burner, what's supposed to make news that not making news. Send your voice notes, make your calls when we come back on the Ground Report.
This May 31st, experience the rhythm, the energy, the evolution. Join us at the courtyard of the National Academy for the Performing Arts for Napa Jazz Fusion 2026, a premier event featuring the National Steel Symphony Orchestra and the National Philharmonic Orchestra, live with powerhouse performances by Dane Guston, Johan Chakuri, Charlotte Patterson, Leandra, Charmaine Ford, Nival Chaitlal, Christo, and Terry Lyons, all artists backed by our national orchestras, bringing you the evolution of Caribbean jazz. Early bird tickets just $400. Available at the Napa box office and islandetickets.com. The most electrifying jazz event on May 31st.
Trinidad! Trinidad!
Are you ready?
South Trinidad!
Are you ready now?
By public demand, coming to Sapa, Laugh Till Your Belly Bust Part 2.
This is the anchor.
In partnership with Talk City 91.1 FM and TTT Limited, Sunday, 17th May, showtime, 6 p.m. sharp. Come to Victor St. Louis Pell and all his funny friends.
I tell a man the other day, I say, I is the smartest man in the world. He said, how so? I say, ask me any question and I could answer it. He said, how much seconds in a year? I said, 12 seconds. He said, how? I said, January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd.
Get a superstar.
Hey, one of my neighbor girl horn him. The man run and drink poison, boy, he dead. You know why? He drink it in the living room.
Louis Spider-Man Antoine, Andrew Friday, The Saint, and we are honoring Tommy Joseph, one of Caribbean's top comedian. Added to the class, Damien Melville, and Paniska is back. Don't miss it. Laugh Till Your Belly Bust Part 2. Get your tickets now. General tickets are priced at $200, VIP $350, and Legend Sports Bar, 22 Agan Road, Point 14. Senga's Restaurant, number 65, High Street Sapari, opposite Massey Stores. Dev's Barbershop, Cookier, Pies Bar, Maraval Road, Joanne's Bar, Los Charros, and islandetickets.com. It's happening on the 17th of May at 6 p.m. sharp. For more information, call 358-5001. Love Till Your Belly Bust.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens. Because your world can't wait. Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
This isn't just radio. This is your voice, your city, your platform. Who else? Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. It's about 27 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock, yes. 27 minutes past 7, and you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Yes. While we go on to the India scenario, we just staying with the little war situation a little bit there. All right, we don't know what's the situation. And as Lennox Smith said, they will intensify that blockade and all those various things. But we also see, we can remember Donald Trump boasted and coasted about getting a ceasefire with Ukraine. So Russia accuses Ukraine of violating 3-day truce. Russia has accused Ukraine of violating a U.S.-backed or brokered ceasefire, while Ukrainian officials reported continued Russian drones and artillery strikes since the latest deal was brokered. Moscow claimed that Kiev committed more than 1,000 ceasefire violations, including attacks on civilian targets and military positions, and said its forces responded in kind. Lennox, like this truce way or ceasefire.
Clearly, it was a strategy because that Russia initiated it essentially because it was their National Day to commemorate, of course, their success in the Second World War. But he wasn't able to display the artillery and all of the machines of war that they normally would have. You know, they have this big parade and all of the bombs and so on, and those trucks that carries the bombs, and so he wasn't able to do that because there was no big parade. So he couldn't do that. So he asked for a sort of truce, at least get that over and done with behind him. But while that was happening, the Ukraine-wise, they welcome it. It appears that they use it as an opportunity to try to gain some military advantage. That's the only reasoning I could see coming out of that.
So the mighty, powerful Russia on its bending
all of the
knees.
tanks and thing would have been in the field. They didn't want to bring it back home and had to redeploy it. So he played down a bit. For the first time, there was this elaborate military display for the first time in Red Square.
But it looked like Ukraine winning this war with Russia or something, or because
what the Ukraine have developed, and it appears that even the Israelis are taking note, and that is the drone type war. They have been able to develop the technology as far as drones are concerned, both attack, suicidal, as well as a protection as well. So they have drones for defense and they have drones for attack, and they developed that over the period of the war. And the Russians seem to be bogged down as a consequence of that technological advancement. So much so that it has been recognized by other countries, including the United States, but more so Israel.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't forget the lines are open to you. We want to hear what's on your front burner. Next issue that I would like to bring to the forefront is the issue of the visit by the Indian exterior minister.
Yes. Yeah.
What was the goodies?
He's the foreign affairs minister.
Right. What was the goodies?
Yeah.
What Trinidad?
Jai Shankar.
Right.
Yeah.
What Trinidad?
Jai Shankar.
Right. What Trinidad?
Go ahead.
What Trinidad is gain better gain in this whole thing? So you
well, I think we have in that short space of time, following of course the Prime Minister of India's visit, we have of course a prosthetic factory to produce prosthetic legs and arms and so on here in Trinidad. They have put out, I think, $1 million to rehabilitate Nelson Island. The Prime Minister has said that she wants to rename it, and she has put it out there because there are arguments that it is known for between 1966 and I think 1917, the indentured laborers were processed there before they would have been deployed to the cane fields and other cocoa estates and so on. So you have that, but you also have that particular island being famous for other things. Take, for instance, Getty's Danger, and they were housed there during the 1970.
Right, but let me get to the point. The Nelson Island situation when naming what? They want to name it Kamala Prasad Bisese. They want to name it what? Mahatma Gandhi. They want to give it a what? And so what is the problem? Yeah, let me hear what is the problem.
Well, it's clear that when she went there, because of the Indians were being processed there when they would have come from India, that I'm sure that is the thinking. But I am seeing that others are now saying that there were other things that the island is famous for. In fact, it's the largest of the 5 islands that occupies that part of Trinidad and Tobago. And she has put it out for public commentary on the matter, and then a committee will sit on it and choose the replacement name.
Well,
right?
boy,
so that's how that is.
Boy, anytime they go down a road of I've been straightforward with how Trinidad and Tobago thinking and how the PNM is. Anytime they go down a road with wanting to give it an Indian name or any kind of thing there, the PNM going to gladly use that as a football. Just like how they gladly using look, the Indian foreign minister come here and the Indian this, and then they go back to Moody, and it's all about that just how it is.
I suspect that is why she has broadened she has not allowed the government to take the lead on this, but the population to decide. And of course, the population is already speaking. Those who have heritage and other what I consider to be historical issues that is related to that piece of land, that island, and I'm sure that at the end of the day, it will come up to something that everybody could accept. Something like the Order of the Trinity. Notice
I agree.
the Indians had refused the Trinity Cross. And then, of course, you have the Order of Trinidad and Tobago has emerged, and to the satisfaction of everybody, those who were discontented and those who were less discontent.
Well, I just, in my book at this point in time, it's not very important to me, again, but the government did the right thing, they put it out there, they take a hands-off approach and they put it out there. But in my book, there is no time and note for that, really and truly, to go in that direction, because the PNM is looking for every racial aspect to be able to say, look, the Indian government in power and they see about the Indian people, they're naming the thing after the Indian, and the African get leave out, and that is the glad for that right now.
No, you are right, and I suspect that the government, because they have broadened it, clearly would have taken that on board. The other major development as a consequence of the visit of the foreign minister, the Indian foreign minister, is an agro-processing plant down at Castle. I think not Bichin Castle, Bichin Castle, where items that may be in excess can now be processed there, canned, and therefore maintain price and have these things on a perennial basis rather than a seasonal basis. I'm talking about items that we grow here in Trinidad. So that's another development.
Well, right. And look, Just School is giving a food for thought. Name it Liberty Island. In that way, nobody go say, look, the Indian government only deal with the Indian liberties.
That's why they're smart enough to do that. The other thing that is significant though, the Indian community, the Indian society, the Indian economy has developed a digital payment system, which the Indian government has decided to help us with in terms of paying digitally. So they have a special system. I forget the name of it. Yeah. But that too is on the cards.
Right, but that will be warm welcome when it is. We have money to really and truly digitally pay people, because right now we have no money to digitally pay nobody.
we ain't even have to physically.
Oh God.
Still pay out physically, so that's right. So let's see how that works up. But of course, generally a promise is to deepen relations, economic, social, cultural, and therefore make certain that the prosperity of India maybe is reflected in Trinidad as well, because as you know, India is carded, I think, to be the seventh, taken over from Britain, the seventh largest economy in the world.
Right, but let us also put in consideration, right, while they're doing all what they're doing, that Trinidad and Tobago is politically, racially divided, right, and that the opposition always strive on that division, and that they have to be very cautious and do it very smart in which they're doing, they put out to the public in building that relationship with India. I agree with you, but you have to be practical. I mean, come on. The PNM Wisen government claim to be the African, focused party, but you go to Ghana and you bring back yam and tanya and edos and cassava. Come on. I mean, what? But if you go to India now, and here you have all of these major things that can advance the economy, because the yam and dashing and thing came, but we can't see it because it probably can't even grow here. So let's be real. It is about, at the end of the day, whether you are Indian, whether you are African, whether you are whatever part of the world that you would have come here and generate the cosmopolitan nature, cosmopolitan Trinidad and Tobago, multi-ethnic, multi-religious, etc., cultural. You cannot take away the fact that if it is that something will advance your prosperity, then you will gravitate there. Even if it's even if it's a green man, or even if we are no African, we are no Indian, but we get some kind of let me get a new thing. The green man from alien out there, and it's going to prosper our society.
And it will make us, it will add value to our advancement as a society. Wealth, of course,
Right.
and
But
all
so-
of the other benefits, quality of life, standard of living, peace, security, prosperity, fine.
Right.
It doesn't matter where.
But it's so
Yeah.
correct with the next thing. One thing you miss out too, PNM claim to be the African so-called party that love and care about African people and just make sure African business people and African people is on top of the economic ladder. I could recall that the PNM refused to grant a license to African investment bank or some African bank, and they don't want to get it back.
appears that we were conditioned to hate our own. That's the only conclusion that is my personal view, could draw. Because here it is, you had that option as well. Take, for instance, when during COVID, and it was the Indian government, through what is called vaccine diplomacy, they offered, among other Caribbean islands, Trinidad and Tobago had the option, and Rowley said in no uncertain terms when he was Prime Minister, listen, we cannot be measured by our dignity and our pride by taking things free at a time when no small island, no small country could have gotten any vaccine simply because they simply didn't have the volume nor the wealth capacity in order in the early days to purchase these items. So you couldn't get it, but he don't want it free.
Man, that man is a very serious fella. He wasn't too right in the head. He wasn't too right in the head. That's why he out of government.
And the Indian High Commissioner here had to say, no, you're wrong. We offered that to all. That is why Barbados got, Dominica got, I think Guyana
So
got.
that was all right. Well, let me ask you
But you
something.
didn't make any application.
But
the
let me ask you
High
something.
Commission had to come out and break protocol and settle the score. And
Well, let
to
me ask you something.
make it clear.
Do
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
think? Do you think that was deliberately done by the former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley to again racially divide the Trinidad and Tobago and to send a message out there to the African community? Just asking.
Well, I wouldn't put it beyond him, but what I could say is that it was a gross case of incompetence and the lack of vigilance in the interests of Trinidad and Tobago, because it came across to me like he wasn't aware, even though you and I would have been. I think we spoke about that on the ground report.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, to do all of that, to come back to the educational aspect of it, and I hope each and every one of you Trinbagonians take note. Please take note of the discussion or the debate that me and my co-host and I was just having there, because it's a very, very serious thing. And here it is. If India come up with the cure for cancer, whether you're black, you're African, Indian, Chinese, Douglas, would you discriminate it because it come from India? Ah, boy. So to make a long story short, just what Lennox say. We are all Trinbagonians. At the end of the day, none of we who fighting here ain't born India, and we ain't born no Africa. We Trinidad and Tobagonians. And if any country, whether they hear like world or they hear straight, offering progress to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we go in with that. Okay?
Yeah, the PNM seem to have in government a retrogressive stance in terms of the advancing of Trinidad and Tobago. Look at the situation with Venezuela, for example. How could you side with Venezuela against the United States, against your own interests? I mean, it is ridiculous. And don't vex with me if I'm sounding angry, because I am. Because we could have avoided all that.
We're not vexed with you.
And we could have gotten the dragon gas and all of that already in operation to advance the economy of Trinidad. But because they stood with Venezuela stridently, I mean, there's palpable and irrefutable evidence to show that. And yet still, it wasn't in our interest. And that's the point I'm making. But go ahead, my friend.
Go ahead, call.
We have a call?
Pleasant morning to the ground report.
A pleasant
good morning.
Good morning to you. Hey! The man himself, man. What's the fun burning this morning? All in
Let me
country.
get the protocol. Let me say pleasant morning to the Pitbull Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and Snipe, the Honorable Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago. Now, coming back to the editorial you all raised there in regards to Nelson Island, India, and the entire what was going on, I will give a suggestion and move on into the editorial. I think they should name that the People's Island. Why the People's Island? You had other people who came there. You had the 1970 riot movement. So the People's Island, that there will encompass everybody who came.
Where's
who
Liberty? What about
there.
Liberty Island and done? Liberty Island will, I think, will cover all of that. What do you think?
Well, Liberty, the People's Liberty Island. If you know what I mean. So you put that there, the People's Liberty Island. I think that it coordinates to get jail there.
Where's everybody get a piece of it?
Correct. The People's Liberty Island.
All right. Now let me hear your editorial.
Right. I want to go back somewhere and I have to go there.
Let's hear.
I am now calling on Faris Alwari to step down and resign as senator in the upper house. I'll tell you why, and we have to go back there. Faris Alwari was an attorney general in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Listen.
Be listening.
Andy Lennox and Snipes, let Tabakit repeat. You're talking about somebody who was a former and attorney general. And to mislead a junior in senator, what it tells you, it's a conflict of interest. And I am calling on the government. Any committee that Faris Alwari walk out of that committee. Faris Alwari must be removed from the hollow house of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Hold on, next caller. He's not wrapping up. Go ahead.
As I close my contribution, let me repeat Andy Lennox and Snipe. A former attorney general cannot be involved in a conflict of interest in the upper house, the hollow house. And I make a clarion call to the government. Any committee that Faris Alwari is sitting on, walk out. Do not sit in. It must be removed from the Parliament of the Republic of
All
Trinidad
right.
and Tobago.
Thank you very much. Next caller, go ahead. What's your
Morning, like Snipes.
You have to be very short because we have to go for the
I just want to ask a question here. I've seen a new
Here it is. I want your contribution. Listen, I want your contribution. I'm sure I will call back right after. As you call, I'm going to answer you. So call back the same line.
All right.
Go ahead, Snipes, because I want the contribution. Go ahead, Snipes.
Well, the time is now 7:47 a.m. This time check courtesy Hospital Park Adult Disposable Briefs. It's now 7:47 a.m. This Mother's Day, show her how much you care with Hospital Park Adult Briefs. Give her the comfort and support she deserves.
I remember when I was a child and Mommy used to take me for walks. She would pick me flowers and do anything to make me happy. Well, these days, I take her for walks in her wheelchair, and it's my turn now to do everything to make her happy. That's why I only trust Hospital Park Briefs to keep her dry, protected, and comfortable. Because it's my turn now to take care of her the way she took care of me, with only the best.
Hospital Park Adult Disposable Briefs.
This Mother's Day, give mom something she'll truly appreciate every single day. Right now at Bright Ideas, we're bringing you massive deals across all locations. TVs from just $9.99. Twin-tub washers from $13.99. In the kitchen, fridges from $42.99 and stoves from just $16.99. Coffee makers from $125. Kettles from just $99. Blackout curtains, 2 for $100. Towels, 4 for $100. Bed sheets from $50. Glass sets as low as $22.99 and much more. Up to 50% off on all the flowers mom will love. Don't wait till last minute. Come through and save. If it's not on special, it's 25% off. Lighting fixtures, bedding, mats, carpets, dinnerware, tableware, and much more. You're guaranteed to save. Visit any of our Bright Ideas locations nationwide today because mom deserves more.
Stamina Energy. Rise to the occasion.
Energy starts here.
Energy. Rise to the occasion. Available now in strawberry lemonade. Only 5 calories. Pure energy.
Wake up to the issues that matter most on The Ground Report. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith every morning from 6 to 9 a.m. for real talk, real analysis, and real perspectives on the stories shaping our nation. News, current affairs, and voices from the ground, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's The Ground Report. Weekday mornings on Talk City 91.1, where the conversation begins.
This is Destra, and you're listening to The Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked!
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We are back. Time check. Yeah. It's about it's 9 minutes to 8 o'clock. You listen to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Oh boy, and a lot of issues are coming up. Go ahead, caller. A pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report. What's your contribution? Well, I know you call back here controversy. Let me hear you. Yeah. No, because I like the debate here. Yeah. Especially when it is, I like to see people debate my co-host too and debate me too. Yeah, because I like to see when it look like people winning now. He this guy, you notice they start to get defensive. He go buff them up, he go buff me up. He ain't go to give me chance to talk and thing now. You must watch he training. No? The only time he does summer and take licks is if I say, when it's Friday and I say, and only don't forget no corridor transformation today, that he's going to flex out. He broke a foot, stupid dance. Well, he don't get defensive day. He just laugh. Yes. I just wait every Friday to hear you say that. Yeah, so go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I was reading on the papers here that they're saying another plant is weighing the option of shutting down any Point Lisa's Messonex or something like that. I want to find out with these plans, is it now that they want to hold the government to ransom or some kind of thing? Because Nutrient go on and they're posting how much they make how much millions in profit without Trinidad. So them looking like they're gone. Proman I see them investing in the UAE. So I don't know if they're thinking about packing up and going too. I don't understand what's going on with these companies. Is it that I know they might want a better gas, but if they want to pressure the government into getting a better gas deal because they say they have all kind of options open. They didn't come out and say they want to close down. But they say in the way the options of closing the plant and all kind of thing, if the government don't want to negotiate a better gas deal for them, they rather pack up and go. But I can understand if they say we're going to get more gas in the near future, why these companies want to pack up and go? Why are they wanting a better to get it at the cheapest rate they could get it at? Well, I guess that's what they want. But I find they shouldn't want to hold the country at ransom. I mean, they want to negotiate in good faith, yes.
But then that strong words you're using there too. You're saying you're saying that you want to believe that they want to hold the country to ransom based on their now, as in now, wanting cheaper gas prices, but you watching at, hey, the gas prices or gas won't be coming in redirection till 2027 or so, late 2027. So that, hold on, Lennox.
I want to hear.
Hold on, Lennox, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that is in the mix.
You think they will country to ransom?
But I don't think they will leave because of the changing energy situation in the Western Hemisphere. You remember, Guyana is there. Venezuela will now come on board. Obviously, the Americans are in charge. You have Exxon and the other major player in the world here in Trinidad. So I think what they're doing is, in a sense, grandstanding, and at the same time positioning themselves for a better deal. And then, of course, the price of energy is increasing, notwithstanding what is happening in the Middle East. So so that is what is happening there. But I don't think they will eventually leave.
So Lennox Smith, you don't think they'll run and go nowhere because in real, energy prices is soaring out there when technically they have a good deal here?
Yeah, of course.
Because when you set your deal, so when you set the deal, whether energy price go up or not, you get the price that you negotiated at.
That's right, here in Trinidad. So
Well,
they
them
put in
shopping
NGC. Remember, that is the local aggregate for gas, at least, because that is what they use at Point Lisas. It's Point Lisas companies we're talking about, eh?
Well, let them go there.
That use gas either as a feedstock or as an energy provider.
Well, let them go there and get the soaring gas prices that Americans are all balling right now. And is the whole purpose of why Trump won that Strait open in order to get that soaring gas prices. So them want to go through that when they have a gas crisis. Them want shopping this. Go ahead. Anything else?
Yeah, that's I find it strange. How come they want to stay?
No, that's part of the negotiation
they want to
strategy.
and still go pack up and leave and all this kind of.
Yeah, it's strategic. That is strategic.
But before you go,
the Americans are here to stay, and clearly they would want to be where America is.
Exactly. All right. So one thing again, two things. All right. Let me say the pack up Lennox Smith and controversy to go. When the pack up and go, and the plant remain there, and the plant remain there, does it now belong to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? And if a company is interested to the outside, we could organize and lease the same plant to them? I don't know. I'm just asking.
No. It belongs to them, so therefore they would negotiate before they leave.
They sell it.
The steel mill is a different arrangement in that was always ours.
Well, we need to get somebody that steel mill, man. Well, we need, as we get gas, we have to get somebody that steel mill.
No, there will be a lot of them coming from the north to come in here.
For that steel mill. For that steel mill.
Yeah. No, the steel mill. All you remember is some 11 under the last administration. It's 11 of them leave Trinidad, you know. And go on. Of course, Stuart Young is saying, I think the other day, when he was confronted with the nonsense that he was speaking, a total diatribe, he didn't say, well, you know, them had to leave. He just dismissed it so because of the situation with this nutrient scenario. So he was trying to build a case for the PNM and therefore playing down the present administration as being incompetent, but he had difficulty in rationalizing because 11, about a dozen companies left the Point Lisas and therefore would not be providing some kind of foreign exchange for Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, controversy. But like you trying to take over this program this morning on Talk City.
One question on the Lennox.
All right, let me hear.
These plans, if they want to plan, do you think it's Trinidad's best interest if they should purchase it and run it themselves and
I feel so,
get all the foreign juice?
I feel so.
No, I think once we were in that vein already and it has not worked. I think we should take a portion, but not run the entire thing because it will end up being like a petrotrain, you know, and all them kind of thing where you have a over preponderance of political influence that would eventually make it unprofitable.
All right, then. Well, I know news coming up.
Yeah.
Enjoy this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the man, first the man take over the program, you know, news coming, he can get people. Let me take one more call before that news, man. Where the hell wrong with controversy, boy? Oh, yes, sir. Let me take a voice note here what sees less than a minute here. Yeah. Before the news day. Let me hear this next trapper crow outside the Kenrick person. Andy, Kenrick, why are you not telling me what's going on out there, man? Is America losing the war, man? Iran is holding them, man. Why the straight and open yet, Kenrick? Man, it have 1 more minute. I can't play your voice note. Your voice note is 1 minute, 42 seconds. And then Bossman sent a voice note here. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. But we had to listen to him because people go say, look at how they bias. They don't want to hear Bossman. Bossman have a point.
But there must be a reason why they are sending these buses directly to these communities, far-flung communities, you know. There must have been some survey to say that they will make more money there. Can't see why you can't have a bus go to San Fernando. San Fernando is closer to Faizabad and something leave from Faizabad leave from San Fernando to Faizabad.
And Lennox Smith, I want, honestly, I don't agree with Bossman with many other things. But you see, Port of Spain and San Fernando is the two major cities of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to have an efficient San Fernando to Port of Spain bus service. We need to have that. Before you can send anything, whether it be Faizabad, whether it be Orupur, whether it be way, we need efficiency on that San Fernando to Port of Spain route back and forth. We need it. Every hour we must get a bus.
Yeah. And it should be the hub for South as it was before. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that was in fact so, you know, that direct from Port of Spain to Mayaru and all them kind of thing. I couldn't fathom that.
Imagine that. Let's go for that. For that news.
Making money. That's all I could say.
Well, let's go for that news and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report. We'll be back. TTT News.
Minister Jai Shankar had the opportunity to visit Nelson Island, which from 1866 to 1970 was the first port of call for indentured laborers from India. For many Indo-Trinidadians, trips to Nelson Island serve as a reminder of the treacherous journey of our ancestors to an unknown land that they eventually called their home. The National Trust of Trinidad and Tobago, under the auspices of the Office of the Prime Minister, has worked tirelessly to protect and promote the history of Nelson Island.
The MOU includes the digitization of archival documents, allowing citizens, particularly those of Indian descent, to more easily trace their lineage.
Similarly, the National Archives of Trinidad and Tobago, another agency under the Office of the Prime Minister, has committed to provide greater access to the records in its possession. India has lent a helping hand toward these efforts, with our two countries yesterday signing a memorandum of understanding on the digitization of the records of the National Archives. Minister Jai Shankar, we thank the government of India for ensuring that its diaspora around the world, but particularly in Trinidad and Tobago, will be able to trace their lineage.
Economist Dr. Indira Sajawan says the commissioning of the agro-processing facility and the prosthetic center signals growth and development in Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking on the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show, Dr. Sajawan noted that the prosthetic center is a center of excellence and positions the health sector for further growth.
And in my view, this center can form what we call the core entity around which other related healthcare initiatives can emerge, and we can see the emergence of a healthcare cluster emerging in this part of Trinidad and Tobago, with the potential of generating jobs, employing doctors, because the program also speaks not just of delivering the limbs, the Jaipur limbs, but also of the training of our local healthcare professionals.
She acknowledged the strong production of food and beverages within the non-energy export manufacturing sector and expressed hope that the new facility will support smaller suppliers and work directly with farmers.
I think this initiative may go a step further in terms of working with smaller suppliers. It is my expectation that it might be linked to one of the ETech agro parks, and that there are the backward linkages directly with farmers. India is very, very heavy in terms of climate resilient agriculture, which is extremely important for a small island state like ours.
The Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, is expected to host a media briefing today to provide an update on hantavirus in the Caribbean. At the briefing, CARPHA says its technical experts will outline the latest developments, share guidance for member states and the public, and respond to questions from the media. The panel will include Executive Director Dr. Lisa Indar, along with senior officials from the agency's surveillance and laboratory units. We'll have more on the outcomes of that briefing in a subsequent newscast. In some sport now, Club Sando was expected to dominate the Women's Football League in 2026, but it's AC Port of Spain who are the unbeaten force. They rule after this weekend's round of matches. Despite the efforts of Kenya Cordner and Nikita Gosain, the mega clash between Club Sando and UTT in Women's League football ended in a draw on the weekend at the Ato Boldam Stadium in Couva. It was the second consecutive goalless result for early favorites Club Sando, as they remain third on 16 points with 4 wins, 4 draws, and a loss, while UTT remained second on 22 points with 7 wins, 3 losses, and now 1 draw. AC Port of Spain defeated Point Fortin Pioneers 2-0 at the Manny Ramjon training field to go to 26 points, 4 points clear at the top. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From our entire team here to you, have a good day.
That was TDT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
The state should not be in the business, if we can avoid it, in building hotels, in running hotels. The state has other important things to do in education and healthcare, so many other areas.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, SC, as she reaffirmed the government's strategic shift toward public-private partnerships, positioning the model as a central pillar of national development while easing the burden on taxpayers. Speaking at a major multi-million-dollar development project launched in South Trinidad, the Prime Minister made it clear that the state is redefining its role, focusing on enabling investment rather than directly financing and operating large-scale commercial ventures. The Prime Minister pointed to ongoing plans for a multi-billion-dollar housing program as a key example of the public-private partnership model in action. The initiative is expected to demonstrate the administration's commitment to innovative financing mechanisms.
We are moving into public-private partnerships. There is a project to build many houses through the HDC, and under review by the OPR, we'll take their guidance to make sure that gets done, $3.4 billion. But I want you to know it is not government money. It is not your taxpayers' dollars will be spent. It is very important to note that that model is a public-private partnership.
Prime Minister Prasad-Bissessar also highlighted strong investor interest in the country's revitalization agenda.
The revitalization blueprint that we've spoken about, that attracted nearly 1,000 expressions of interest, including major interests in water.
From the road to the radio, Talk City 91.1.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked. This is Destra, and right now you're listening to Talk City 91.1. Keep it locked.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the
the refined, all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy. We are back. Time check, it's 8 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Oh boy. Let me organize here one time as we are back. Let me do a stick.
Money, Andy. I know you want me to give me my opinion on Iran, United States. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump did not consider. Donald Trump did not get. So that he went to that head-on to that war with Iran on his own. And other the NATO country did not agree with that, which they wanted to take in a different angle. But now he in this mess now, I don't know how to pull out. So all these things about negotiating as goes on, Iran refusing to negotiate with him to make no deal. So that's why the gas price is going up, and you will keep United States at that level with the gas price going up and everything is going up in the United States, and will affect everybody else. So that was my opinion. I'm just looking on and see what is the outcome of it. But I can't give my opinion, say, yes, this is going to happen. I don't know. We will see what is going on in the future, because I can't say, yes, it's going to happen. And, that's my opinion.
Andy Williams, pleasant good morning to you, brother. Lennox Smith. Right? I ain't seen Trinidad and Tobago because of the fact that this is not to air. This is personal. This is a personal voice note.
All right, so that was a personal voice note.
Good morning to the Ground Report. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Mighty Kerr, wherever you are. And to all the supporters of Ground Report who calls every day and make a valuable comment. All who saying something positive to keep the Ground Report active. Call and support them. And at least we have to give them a little change too, to keep the business running. I myself like to do that as well too, But I ask God to thank God, Lord Father, in Jesus' name for bringing them out again. Send God and angels look over the family, their children, their boys and girls, their wife, and all the other families that are connected to the family. And continue to bless them and protect them from all harm and dangers in their going out and their coming in. And all the supporters of the Ground Report. Let us keep the Ground Report firing to keep away the Lucifer bunch of deceitful, hateful, spiteful, and wicked and dangerous opposition from the head right down to the tail. None of them are good. They know they do a lot of wrong things, and they go in Parliament and asking us a question like they know come out on the prophet. I want to tell this one called Marvelous Marva, if you want to question Badarat, the first thing you have to question first is from Rowley, go right down. Question Rowley, Imboot. Question Gyal Singh. Question Alrari. Question Stuart Young. All of them are real questions. Question the one from Mariman all too. Penny. Question Regis and all of them guilty, alleged, all of them, because all of them hand was in a cookie jar. Them collect real money. Everybody know that. What do they do with it? Marvelous, let me tell you something. Don't try to question Pararat, I give you some magistrate. Go back on all your files. Gyal Singh, Imboot, trying to accuse the Auditor General for something that he involved in. And all trying to cover up Gyal Singh and Alrari problem to put them out to make them clean. Let me tell you something. You call the ex-Prime Minister, the ex-one-day Prime Minister, Stuart Young. Don't be making lies and going to try to throw gravel in UNC rice. You understand? No government here causing no oil spill. We want to find out what is the reason why. What was the reason that all you hired the divers to go out there in the pipeline? What was the purpose of them going in the pipeline? What they were going to do? What type of work they were going to do? the divers. Is alleged is that there's something that the divers discover, and now they call them back to go back in the line, and when they was going through the difficulties in experiencing death, who is the person that tell the Coast Guard not to let nobody come and save them that was getting help? Other divers was going in there to save them. Who is the person that say not to allow anybody to go and help the divers? That I want you to tell us.
Nice. I'm a brother, I want your contributions when the day come, but you can't be 4 minutes because it is talk very, very long. Slow, in fact. It is talk very slow and it is be repeating. And I really don't like Trinidad and Tobago and all the voice noters. Please try to be short, so in that way too I don't have to speed it up. Because I don't like how this song. And I don't like how that is song. I want to feel you all. Natural. I want to hear all your charisma, everything. Don't forget, coming up, we're going to be coming up with the word of the day. But I want to play one or two voice notes before we go continue with the word of the day. But I'll try to make those voice notes shorter, please. And right, shorter. Right? Without any kind of repeating. Okay? Right. So let's continue.
Andy, please check your WhatsApp.
Check. Oh boy.
Essentially, it's in preparation for tomorrow. So I suppose you have a little leeway here.
Yeah. Very good. We all up on a boat. Let me play our next voice. No day by the time there. Oh boy.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Nigel, and to everybody out there. First, I hope that our ground report mothers had a very nice day yesterday. And they didn't have to work too hard. That's easier said than done. Anyway, Andy, I have a firm burner issue that has been bothering me for some time now, right? Concerning the derogatory remarks being made against children that attend junior secondary schools. Andy, now first to begin, not every child is fortunate enough to pass for a prestige school, right? Some fell into the junior secondary school system. And not all of them that fell into the junior secondary school system are delinquents, okay? Not all of them. And at the end of the 5 years in the school system, that is when the results tells you what the type of child, what the children were doing. Some of those children that went through the junior secondary school system and then later on to comprehensive school or whatever, they did very good. Very, very good. They came out with full passes, went on to Roy Tech and other places. So it's not everybody that goes to a junior secondary school or a comprehensive school are dunce, are failures. No. Say thank God that all your own come out good from the beginning till the ending. Let's hope so. Andy, a perfect example. I can give you one. I can give you several, but I'll give you one. A perfect example of when you want to do good, regardless of where you go, you're going to do good. A perfect example is our former Attorney General, Anand Ram Logan. He always boasts that he went through the junior secondary school system. I think in his area was composite school. And look at his achievements today. Look at his achievements. It all have to do with your mind, your mindset, right? And I think people should stop putting that stigma, attach that stigma to children coming out of the junior secondary school system. Now, they don't have junior secondary school again. They made all the schools and them 5 and 7 year schools, right? And look at him. Look at Anna, and you always post about it. And another thing, Andy, some of these children are placed there because they were zoning the children. Is that because the children can't function? It's because they were zoning them. Right? So this misconception or this I had to find the next word. Maybe Lennox can help me with a word here. That you all keep the stigma that you all keep. Some people, don't say you all, that some people like to attach to these children. Or let's stop it. Stop it. Right? Because they can go where they want. And they want to do good, they will very well do good. Now, I know some of them fell by the wayside because they didn't have proper parent guidance. They didn't. Now, this young man that out of these three, with I think the one that got killed with the baby, with the 23-months old child. I heard coming up in the taxi on the news that this child dropped out of Gloucester Lodge. That was not a junior sec, that was still a primary school. Dropped out. Imagine that, dropped out of there because the child had problems. I can't remember if it was a teacher who they interviewed or somebody that knew him going to the school, dropped out of the school because he had problems. Who, Andy, were the longest with our education system? Not the PNM. What did they do to help these children that are not functioning properly in the schools? And every year, until my children left school, I would call on the Ministry of Education, please assess these children, right? You might say the child lazy, you might say the child don't want to learn. No, it's because either the child is not seen properly on the board, the child is dyslexia, which is not a disability, right? The child might have some problem, but nobody was taking them on. They pushed them at the back of the class, they called them disruptive, and that was the end of it. When Mrs. Basal Bisessa came in, she started doing intervention. When she was the Minister of Education, started doing intervention with these children. And I hope it continues. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Nice. Now let's go for the word of the day. What's your word, Ann Brown? What's your word? My friend that always like proper pronunciation of words. What's your word?
Yes, indeed,
for
of course.
today?
This is your moment. This is your moment. Get your dictionaries out, whether electronic or solid. And of course, you give me 2 words. I will consult my vocab. If I cannot, of course, give you the meaning, well, of course, you stay online so you could give it to me. And then I will give you mine, and we would have completed that exercise. So the lines are open for this segment. And of course, businessmen and persons who want to advertise on the best system in Trinidad and Tobago, best network, yes, right here on 91.1.
Yes, my brother, give us your word for today. Let me test Lennox Smith.
I really didn't call to give you a word today, no, Lennox and Andy. I could give the talk about what that lady just spoke about. So I'll call back when you get to finish this segment.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you
Okay.
so
No problem.
much.
No problem. Mistakes are there to be made, according to some people.
Oh,
Even though it ought not to be, even though you avoid mistakes. Best avoid mistakes. Yes, indeed. Of course, the lines are open. Just two words quickly, and we will, of course, complete this exercise because we have a lot of information to share with you. The Nurses Association is acting up on something that they consider to be frivolous and superficial. So I try to get people in the mood by talking in the way that I have, superficial and frivolous. Yes, indeed. So we need only 2 calls. I didn't get them the numbers again.
The numbers are called 622-4911, 622-4911, or you can also call 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120 to get on to the Ground Report program. So again, and you can also give us a WhatsApp call. Yes, send us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053.
Like we have one on this side. Good morning. What's your word?
Morning, dancer boy. Morning,
Hey.
Bull and Snipe. What
what is the meaning for examaka?
Ex what? Spell it, Demir.
Examaka.
Examaka.
Yeah.
Spell it now. I know that word.
Spell it now. I pick it up when I was doing history so many years ago.
You say what? And what was the word? What was the word?
Examaka.
Examaka.
Yeah.
Examaka.
EXMACA.
EXMACA.
But I think it's spell out.
Well,
I did history so long, so many moons.
Examaka. What is the name? Is the name of someone in history or something? Okay.
Well, you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah. Give me the context. Yeah.
They say well wooded and well watered.
Well wooded and well watered.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that word at all.
Bye bye. I don't want to know if that is a word too. You know.
Examaka. He may have spelled it wrong. All right, but all right. I'll check it out.
No problem, my brother.
Yeah.
Only have a good day. God
Thanks very
bless
much.
you.
Thanks very much for the effort. That is the most
I
important
find that's
thing.
a low blow by this call, you know, that low blow there. We spell it for we know it. It could be or do bong to be a word.
It's something like I figure you mean Examilian, Examilian, which is a German commander in the Second World War, I believe it was.
Okay, next call.
Good morning.
Go ahead, caller.
Examilian, I believe.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Lennox. Yeah, Lennox, morning.
Morning.
You know, I like the deal with we country. What's the meaning of Arima?
Arima. Water?
The land of water.
Is it? Yeah, water.
The land of water.
Land of water, right. Good. Arima, right. Okay, so I'm halfway there.
Well, right, your tongue ain't good.
Land of water. Yeah. Because why is it called Arima? Because of so many rivers that traverse that general area. Yeah, so Arima, water.
The line of water. Right, let's get your word, Lennox Smith.
Yes, my word, I'm ready today, platitude. It means that people who use words in particular, you know, over and over, they say it in excess. They would not is not really a sincere type of word, but it's an overused word. So you call it platitude, right? So you find that politicians display a lot of platitudes, trite and overused words, you know. If I had to use it, I would say banalic, meaning that is overused and so on, trite. So that's the word I have for today. Platitude. So you want to use it in a sentence, Andy?
Yeah. Do that now. Use it now. Let me hear.
You want me?
Yeah.
His speech was full of platitudes about hard work and preservation. Right, and I would have loved that with the first caller with that word there. So what I want to do is, I'm seeing here, Trinpoli, give a word here. Let me give you the spelling. I want to believe it's Philocalis, which is PHI LOC AL IST Philocalis. Yeah, that was saying Philocalis. So what's that? Philocalis. Philocalis? Yeah. I know that word at all. I feel, in case, but that person could tell me, I feel it's more a philanthropist rather than it's looking more like the person want to give me philanthropist. Which of course is a lover of humans, you know, a lover of people. Right, but that's philanthropist. That's how they spelled it. Well, all right. That's all right. Let me get one call here. Somebody might want to give a word there. Quick there to make up the first call. Because I ain't satisfied with the first call. Couldn't get it into a sentence because don't know what it is. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good morning, report. Good morning,
Pleasant,
and
good
yes,
morning. What's your word for today?
Labre.
Morning.
Labre?
Yeah, Labre. Wait, Labre, what is the meaning?
Oh, the meaning of labre.
Well, I go give you the meaning if you don't know. The meaning is pitch or tar. Spanish word for pitch or tar.
Labre.
Thank you so much. Have a good morning.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Next
Because,
caller, Pleasant, good morning.
I've never really focused on the word labre itself. Yeah,
Yeah, Debo Martin.
I'm giving you a word, and it is depicting Stuart Young. Ni makaram.
Lennox Smith, where's the meaning?
I did tell him, you tell him now, man, Andy. Oh, gosh. A traitor, a perfidious individual. Yes.
I'll come back in a while. I have a lot of topics to talk about.
Yes. Let's get this over done with.
So that's it for the word for today, Trinidad and
Yeah,
Tobago.
that's it. Yeah, my word, of course, is platitude. Simple, banal, overuse. Kind of thing, and of course politicians provide a lot of platitudinous expressions when they would be talking from time to time. We go for the break, of course, and when we come back, we will continue with the program. We have a lot to talk about.
Looking for fresh, high-quality eggs? Get yours from D's Fresh Eggs, your trusted source for wholesale and retail. Whether you need jumbo, large or small, we've got you covered with freshness you can taste and quality you can trust. Call now to place your order. 1-868-713-7151. D's Fresh Eggs. Fresh every day, just the way you like it.
On Wednesday, May 13, Talk City 91.1 FM goes live from Tobago from 6 a.m. straight to 12 noon. We're taking you out of the studio and onto the Sister Isle, broadcasting from the beautiful Cocoa Reef Hotel. Start your morning with the Ground Report, featuring Lennox Smith, Andy Williams, and Nigel Snipes, bringing you real talk, real issues, and real voices from Tobago. Then from 9 a.m., it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, unfiltered, in-depth, and right where the action is. We'll be speaking with key decision makers and influencers shaping Tobago's future. Tourism, business development, and the real issues affecting Tobago all front and center. Live, direct, unfiltered. Don't miss it. Talk City 91.1 FM live from Tobago, Wednesday, May 13, from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Talk that matters, where it matters.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens. Because your world can't wait. Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Tune in to the Holy Trinity Cathedral program on Talk City 91.1 FM every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Mark your calendar. It's a great way to stay connected with the spiritual reflections, uplifting messages, and community updates right here with us on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before. A brand new era of talk radio is here.
This is Destra, and you're listening to the Ground Report on Talk City. Keep it locked.
The Ground Report with Mandy Williams and Lennox Smith.
We are back. Time check. It's exactly 32 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report right here on Talk City 91.1 FM. Nice. Go ahead, caller. You did call back after that segment. Thanks so much for understanding. What's your contribution to the Ground Report this morning?
I am sure that I'm happy to hear that Ms. Santa Cruz used a lot of platitudes in support of the present administration. And I'm also concerned, well, most of which is true. I am also concerned about her substance of what she was speaking about, the role of the SEA and children going to secondary school. And I recall the calypso that Kroko sang, Tiffin and Common Entrance. And I can tell you, as a fact, that there were Tiffin and Common Entrance in those days because ministry officials used to sell the Common Entrance papers to certain principals. And those principals who got it, the children, surprisingly, were outshining other schools. And those schools were getting an abundance of children. They were lined up quick to get into those schools, and the parents had to contribute a lot of money to getting their children to those schools. And soon as the process of that particular person in the ministry was not able to sell any more common entrance papers, the school was reduced to normal passes. And this is a very significant thing. It was, I'm speaking about, I'm not segregating. I don't know how many other schools or denominational schools got the SEA peoples, not SEA, common entrance peoples from officials in the ministry. But I can tell you one particular school got that SEA common entrance papers before the exam. And there was an investigation. So happened that the particular person in the school got wind of it, and the police, when they came to investigate, they could not locate papers and whatnot. But I am telling you as a fact, and it was a particular Hindu school, so that Hindu school was able to get surprisingly better passes. But I don't know if it was sold to the other board schools or whatnot. But that's not my concern, that is past. My concern today is how this 20% is being worked out. And if there are influence peddlers who are depriving genuine children who are placed in the schools to be put out of getting that particular school that they choose for, and children who are not well placed or maybe not qualified with the qualifying mark are placed into these schools because, and this happened to the board schools. And Ms. Santa Cruz is correct. There's nothing really wrong with the junior sec as it was in the time, but it was mismanagement on the part of officials in the schools. They allowed a lot of bad influences to come into school, drugs in the school and all that. The type of thing that used to be happening in those junior sec. I was living near junior sec, and behind the school fence, you could see the kind of things young children involved in, and it was terrible. Okay. And Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa did a great thing that kind of equalized the playing field for education. But my concern is very serious. I am concerned about it because children who are qualified to go to this board school may be exempted because people are peddling influence who are connection in the board and the ministry and whatnot. And I'm saying this because I have a hint of what is happening. And this is something that is depriving children who are genuinely, and this is a sin. To me, that is a sin, to take away children who qualify for these places in those secondary schools.
Understood.
To misplace them. Thank you very much, Andy.
All right, no problem. Understood. Well, we're having a battle online here, a real serious battle with some squiddy fella here. So, all right, Sharon is saying the denominational schools 20% is illegal. Somebody saying this squiddy person name is invertebrate. All right, we go here more. With a name like that, what all they expect? Well, there's a battle going on there because they say in this segment, this person is saying the word segment is stupidness and it's boring, and the program's trying to get boring. But everybody's attacking him, saying that if it's so, you don't want to learn or you don't want to learn nothing. Right. Lennox Smith, the word what it give you, which is Phil Localis, right? That's what how it is we had pronounced. Said the person right back and said
philanthropist.
Yeah. No, not anthropist. Phil
I
Localis. But you were saying different. All right, but
yeah, I was saying philanthropist.
All right,
but he's saying what?
They're saying that it's a person who deeply loves, appreciates, or collects beauty.
Woman.
Yeah, woman. Yeah.
Beauty or woman. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I suspect it might have been that, or it could have been philology. Yeah, but you're right. That word is really philogynist. Philogynist is one who loves a woman. Yeah.
Okay
Yeah.
then.
Philogynist.
Oh, but
That caller, man. Partially, I wanted to give him all the marks, but I can't give him all the marks. I say partially. I give him partially a A, and then of course I reserve the right for the other side of his argument, because the latter part, which is 20%, he is so right, because here it is. We have, if you want to put it in terms of texture of hair and color of skin, how come you don't hear about them in the first 100 or 200 in the C exam? You don't see them, you don't hear them, but yet still you have these white skin, curly hair people, whether it's male or female, in Fatima and CIC and so on. How come they get there? Well, is it 20%?
Let me continue.
Understand that. Is it 20%? So I'll give him credit for that one. In the first part, well, there is a socio-educational issue that created the collapse of the junior sec, because it was the half-day scenario that created that problem. All right? People going to school 6 o'clock in the morning, and the next set going to school 12 o'clock in the morning. Mommy and daddy working from 8 to 4. You understand all of the problems that young person being having to supervise him or herself and exposed to all of the negative elements in the society. And of course, that would have contributed to the problem that we had today, because even though they are parents now, but because of what they would have inculcated and what they would have practiced, they pass it on to their children as well. And thus we have, of course, this mayhem that is, of course, in the school system and outside of the school system in Trinidad and Tobago today. Go ahead.
Morning, nobody here. So Lennox Smith, in describing this country, when he was talking about the crime statistics, he called this country a Republican republic. It is not really. On paper it is, but in reality it is not. A republic, the word republic comes from an ancient Roman concept called res publica, meaning public affair, meaning the country belongs to the public, all persons, not a specific group or individual, as in the case of a king. In kingdoms, the state is the king. And as king, you have the right to create law, the right to execute law, and the right to punish under law. In democracies and republic, that was separated into the separation of powers. The power to create law belongs to the parliament. Then you have the power to execute that law as the executive, and judiciary settles disputes in law and punishes. The place where the citizen, the average Joe, was supposed to be part of that governance, it was supposed to be the parliament, as a house that would represent as many people out here as possible. We do not have that. What we have are two mega parties, which are for the most part captured by financiers and activists. I've said this before many times, right? That cannot represent the interests and the ideology of all the different distinct groups in Trinidad out here. That is why when a politician is killed, that's an assassination and an attack on the state. When you are gunned down in the street, the word republic comes from a suggestion to do this, to get the citizen in government who properly represented, is proportional representation. As many groups distinct in the country represented in the parliament, not two mega parties, right? 15 or 20 or how many other big groups representing your job, your station in life, right? That is how you will be seen as the state and be treated as a state, and your well-being and protection, and any attack on you is an attack on the state. Until then, whole of country, whole of universe approaches is just nice political jargon. It wouldn't really have an effect. Nobody here again. So regarding that oil spill, quote unquote, that the Venezuelans have reported, until you see video and pictures, I certainly have not, And by now, we should have been able to see some pictures because everybody has a cell phone, right? Until you see pictures and videos, or you see any kind of report or any kind of initial investigation from the CDMA, so go Google that, CDEMA, Caribbean Disaster Management Authority, or the ARPEL, right? That's a body that looks over oil and gas spills and so on in this part of the world, the Caribbean and Americas, right? Until you see something from that, then take anything you're hearing from the Venezuelans or any local politicians here with a pound of salt. There's a clear political maneuvering regarding anything regarding Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuela, and oil and gas. There are people on sinking ships right now. They are sinking. And they intend to do one of two things: grab onto somebody and survive no matter what, or pull everybody else down with them. Okay, because they're on the losing side of this thing. And they're hopping, they're doing island hoppings, right? And they're coming up with all manner of strange stories. Do not, until you see something concrete from these institutions I tell you about. The OSRL is another one, Oil Spill Response Limited. That's another one in this region. Until you hear anything from these people, or you see some hard pictures or videos, then, you know. Nobody here.
I'll play that one after. Let me continue. Get some rest in.
Good morning, everybody. Andy and Lennox and the rest of listeners on the ground report. I want to talk to this Minister of Transport. Mr. Zaku, are you satisfied with the PTSC bus service overall in this country? I saw an advertisement on social media where PTSC wants to have expanded bus services. Using what? Right now it hardly has buses. What is available? They have to keep delaying them so that they can have buses throughout the day. Look this morning here. People can't get a bus from San Fernando to Port of Spain for over an hour. Right? Because the bus cancelled. They have no buses available. And additionally too, last week, Thursday, I went Port of Spain. A bus left San Fernando 12 o'clock and came up to Port of Spain, right, for about 1:30. It was supposed to be the 2 o'clock San Fernando. You know what them racist dispatchers in Citygate do? They cancel this 2 o'clock San Fernando and they park up the bus in the garage and tell the driver how he's not to carry it back down to San Fernando because they're keeping the bus for Faizabad. Mr. Zaku, that is not what we put you in power to do. Take San Fernando Port of Spain buses and send them Faizabad. You are the Minister of Transport for Trinidad and Tobago, and that means you see about every single route possible and ensure that they are adequately furnished with buses. I don't know what is happening now. When Patrick Manning was the Prime Minister, we had a half an hour bus service from San Fernando to Port of Spain Monday to Friday. He gave us that, and then when the UNC came into power the first time, they cancelled it, and they took some of the buses to send them UE, and the other buses was going Faizabad, Cuba, Barapur, Siparia, Queenstown from Port of Spain, and that is how the service started to give problems. So it looked like they're doing the same thing again. Now, I want to see how long this nonsense will continue for. And also the Port of Spain and Rima bus service is also limping badly because the bigger buses, like those articulated, and they have some long ones with 6 wheels as well, but it's a normal bus, but they have 6 wheels. Those buses are defective and they give him trouble. I see they paint over some of the Arima buses and then they put them in the scrapyard in Port of Spain because they overworked and the engines in them gone through. So right now they're just mostly using a lot of small buses to work Port of Spain and Arima. So I want to know how you all talking about expanded bus services when it hardly have buses available and you're not buying anything. You know, this government is the worst, you know. They don't care about nobody. They just ride the backs of people to get in power and they're suffering them, boy. Eh?
Oh boy, just one more voice note because I don't have any. So let me just play one more voice note. Again, I can play voice notes that I have. Remember that. If you all want a thing, send your voice notes. Who send is what I play.
Andy, regarding Iran, when Lennox Smith says that there are groups in Iran that are about the end times, believe him, it is true. Okay? Go Google people, 12ers, Iran. Go Google Mohammed bin Hassan al-Mahdi. Right? Or that's the word al-Mahdi and Iran, and start to read. And it will shock you. Okay? These people believe in bringing about the end times. It's not the entire of Iran, of course. There are groups in Iran that have become so strong and powerful that they subdue everyone in Iran since 1979. They've subdued the entire country and basically holding that country hostage to hold the Middle East hostage by using their proxies all across the Middle East, right, to dominate the Middle East, and then to hold the world. The intention was to hold the world hostage if they got nuclear weapons. You cannot, that is the crux of the matter. Any talks must involve the nuclear weapons because they cannot have it. No sane government in the rest of the world would allow Iran to have nuclear weapons until they get a grip on these crazy groups that are within Iran's government right now. Until that is solved, until the people of Iran resolve that, no, you cannot have nuclear weapons. And you cannot have nuclear material that has been enriched to beyond 60%, because the only thing you can do with that is make nuclear weapons. It's really very simple.
Thank you. Next call, no caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from? And what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
This is Diego Martin back inside. Andy morning, Lennox morning, Director morning. Let me start with
Good morning.
word and contextualize it now. Nimakaram. Why are we on the front page of one of the newspaper, the oil spill? You know what is strange? From my vantage, I believe there's a collusion with the opposition and the LC, particularly the former Prime Minister Stuart Young, because he has been very, very silent the way how the 4 lies were spilled into the pipeline. That wasn't a front burner issue. That wasn't patriotic for him to go speak to the family of these things. So I have to brand him as a Nimakaram. The other thing is, I hope people understand what has happened to the judiciary system. You remember the Marcia S. fiasco? 53 outstanding cases. Let's juxtapose that with the RRCB, Recognition, Registration and Certification Board. There is a newspaper article showing that there were 300 or more plus outstanding, some of them 13, 14 years. One of those judges has 73, one has 63. We, the former government, didn't see the red flag with the judiciary and Marcia Caesar is, and not try to fix the certification board for the Union and Outstanding Industrial Act. They let it fly for 10 years without doing anything. I'm hoping that a new board has been appointed and none of those people in the old board should be appointed. And what it tells me, police should investigate if that is misbehavior in public office, if they held those outstanding to such an extent that they would have been put back into those places, reappointed. That to me is a egregious situation. And the other thing is, it have a fella by the name of Idi Amin. Edie Stewart, who had the namesake of Idi Amin. He all over the place about health and thing. I want to ask him directly if he was responsible for the statement of unvaccinated patients should not be given a chance and use the ICU for priority for vaccinated. Even that statement was so egregious that could have led for the deaths of a lot of people who would have been afraid to go into the hospital because no care would have been afforded to them. And he wants to lead the nurses. I hope they don't follow him. He has to be an accountant. We have to discipline him. Go and have a nice morning.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Go ahead, next caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Let's try to make it short and sweet. Go ahead, Miss Central.
Yes, Andy. Pleasant good morning to you, Mighty K. Lennox Smith, and Mr. Snipe, and Mighty K for wherever here. All right, I know it has been a long time, but short and sweet, straight to the point, Andy. Let me say, happy belated past Mother's Day for all the mothers and whatnot. I hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday and the mothers to be. All right, away from that short and sweet, Andy. I would just like to bring about the issue where pertaining to these health facilities and them, that each time that the doctors, patients go to the doctors and them, and they prescribe whatever medications to these patients and them, and each time they go to the medication, the health facility in the pharmacy partner, and they go to get the medications, it's like it never have. I said that on my last contribution, and I think I will continue saying this until we get some performance of what is really going on. Because this is something happening over and over for decades now. And we are just calling on our administration, and if you all could get onto the Minister of Health to crack down and see what is really taking place, because something just not right. You understand? You can't tell me every time you go to these pharmacies in the health facilities and then they never have medication. You understand? Something just ain't right. And here what they're telling you, go to the next health facility and you're going to the last one in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's the same thing all of them saying. Right? Something just not right with that. So we call it now. Just the same way that the doctors and then prescribing medication and prescription for patients. Give them some kind of authorities to find out from the people working in the pharmacies and them why it is they don't have the medication. Is it that it didn't come in the country? Or where is it gone? Have some kind of records, because this is something going on under law for the longest while. Since in the PNM time, and we don't have that kind of administration. We don't want that kind of thing continue going on in this place. Right? Because right now our political leader is doing as best as she could do. You understand? She's only one human being. And so far it's kudos. Because people see performance. People see things taking place in the country what has never been going on for the longest while. So thank God for that we have a new administration. Really lock down the scene and really performing in this place. So people have to play their part as well too. Right? Or let be truthful in the job that they're doing, man. Something just ain't right with that. Not every time, so you never have medication. You understand what we're saying, Andy? Something just ain't right with that. They must have some kind of record. And there's a next thing too. You see, when you go to the health facilities in the night time, you are telling you, better the government start to install cameras in these nursing stations and them. Because these people and them does not be seeing patients that they're supposed to see. Put cameras where you can listen, voice record the cameras, and you can see the performance what it is them doing when the night come and the day come. These people and them not taking on people serious in this country, which is these nurses and them. Just the same way they run out the whole set of one protest for more money, right? Nobody is saying no to that, but perform all their duties correctly now. You understand? Don't sit down and kill them and only ship up, only pick up, only bag and only go on only way. You know, many times I went in and help.
Yeah, we'll have to cut off. We'll have to cut off that. We get the idea, my friend, but we have to go. Must go. All right. Thanks very much. Of course, quickly, Andy, let me just say that I disagree with Mr. Nobody's philosophical position on the Republican. Yes, I understand the classic definition through the Greek and the Romans and so on. But really and truly, republicanism is the ultimate independence that a country can have. And therefore they make their own laws, etc., as opposed to independence when you still have the British, would be, in our case, still involved. And then before that, you had the Crown Colony government. And before that, of course, the British had a system where royal charters was the name of the game until, of course, 1624. So That is the concept of republicanism in the current state. So we have a Republican constitution. Now, prior to that, we had an independent constitution where the British were still involved. Now they're no longer involved, and we rule ourselves. Proportional representation and so on, that's a different system that he has been advocating for all the time. Andy, up to you.
Yes. Well, Trinidad and Tobago, we have approximately 2 more minutes. Oh boy. So thanks.
I think we have some ads I don't know.
All right, well, let me look off and you go into that.
Yeah,
so Trinidad and Tobago, after God family comes first, be safe on the nation's roads. Thanks so much for listening to the Ground Report. Coming up next, off the record, Mr. X, Stefan. Yes, we'll be heading to Tobago Wednesday morning. We'll be broadcasting live from Tobago on Wednesday morning. Come in here, please God. So until tomorrow morning, please God, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio. On behalf of the Ground Report team, we are saying we are out of here.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Get ready for a powerful day of faith, healing, and renewal. Join us on Sunday, 31st May 2026 at the Center of Excellence from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. under the inspiring theme, Rise Up and Walk. Be uplifted by dynamic speakers including Archbishop Charles Jason Gordon, Dr. Dwight Merrick, Basil Strode, Deborah DeRosia, and Sean Julian. Experience prayer, praise, and transformation like never before. Tickets are available now from Eternal Light Community, Catholic Charismatic Renewal, and all prayer groups. Adults, $100, children, $50, under 12, and confirmation students. Don't miss it. Your moment to rise is now.
History in the rhythm. Issues in the spotlight. Talk City 91.1.
Soon as the next time you go for groceries, check the price tag and you bound to get a nosebleed. Gone are the days when bread used to be cheap. Now is a pain just to feel it and gonna cheap. Take a look at the gas and the cakes and the drinks price. Tell me why you have your hands down when everything up. Yeah, everything up. I talking to you. Hey, if you have a rag up in it, let me see you put it up. If you have a flag up in it, let me